Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back on another Thursday night. Country Roads, take me home. As I sit here watching the West Virginia game, kind of a little bummed out now because they let Baylor get on the scoreboard. So under 10 minutes left in the third quarter, we're up 44-7. So hopefully we'll come down to score again. I don't take any game for granted. Keep pounding. So I am, of course, Rajay. Welcome back to another Beer Flow show. And of course, I'm here with my buddy Eric and Lions fan. Make sure you check out his channel, all one word together, Eric and Lions fan. And of course, here with Todd as well. He is our other guy. Doesn't have a channel, but he's one of our guys here in the crew. So he's always part of the Beer Flow show out of Indiana. So welcome again, Todd. Welcome, Eric. How are you guys doing this week?
Ready to drink some beer.
On this, as they call it now, Friday Eve, I guess. I guess a lot of the young kids, the millennials, call it that. I don't know, Todd. Is that the lingo on the street nowadays? Friday Eve?
Yeah, that's what we call it nowadays. Friday Eve.
Yes.
What I like to call it is Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah. So Todd texted earlier, I don't know about you guys, I could really use a beer. So definitely agree with him on that. And welcome to the people already in the chat. Fabulous. Hello. Thanks for coming by. Cody Stark, always in the house. Appreciate it, brother. Thanks for signing in here. And we're going to get down and drink some beer. And I may have a little bit of whiskey as well. I haven't decided yet. And talk about some things around beer. What are you guys actually cracking tonight?
Go ahead, Todd. I'll have you go first.
I'm drinking one from 450 North Brewing Company here in Columbus, Indiana, called Piece of Cake. It's Black Forest pastry stout with cherry, chocolate, and vanilla.
All right, Todd, I'm going to need you to shut the hell up with that 450. Okay, I'm just going to need you to shut the hell up.
My bad.
No, that looks good. That sounds good.
Comes in at 10% ABV, so we'll start out light for the night.
What's the ABV on it?
10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going session level.
Did you say 10? Did Todd say 10%?
For the first hour.
10% ABV. That's session for Todd.
Hey, then you should have been all right with that Four Loko, buddy, all right?
I could have if it wasn't, just gut-wrenching as you were drinking it.
Yeah, go back to the Malt Liquor Beer Flow show.
Oh, God, no.
Loco. And watch Eric do the PSA at the end.
No, don't do that. No.
What do you got there, Eric?
Well, I went with a good tried and true one from Alaskan Brewing. I got their Husky IPA. It's a Mosaic India Pale Ale.
Ooh. Alaskan does some good beer, too.
Oh, yeah, they do. This one's in at 7%.
Nice. And
Does that distro to you, Eric?
Pardon me?
Does that distro to you?
Yeah. I get their Amber. I get their Summer. I get this one. And there's the Icy Bay. I had that one. I didn't care for that one. That one's the kind of the miss for me.
Huh.
And then also joining the chat, we have Marty Stampolkowski. Hello, Marty. Welcome, brother. And we have Craig, of course, over at Kent Beer Reviews. Hello. Thanks for stopping in, Craig. Which Craig is actually at, is it like 119 over there? 219? So Craig's mid-morning. He's early morning over there.
Yeah, they're like 5 hours ahead of us, right?
Yeah, like UK. So it's like, he's 219 or so. And says, hello. Cody said he went to Oracle Brewing today after school. So tell us about your adventure at Oracle Brewing as well. And he's enjoying his favorite standby beer, Coors Banquet.
Ooh, nice.
Eric, don't pump him up.
Oh, come on, man.
No, it's fine. Coors Banquet's fine. We actually had a special here, like 25 ounces of Coors Banquet draft, and it was like, I think $1.99 or $2.99 or something. So that's not a bad deal.
Coors Banquet, to me, is one of the better adjunct lagers. And that's my opinion, obviously. But
I got no problem with Coors. And plus, it was the beer they were taking and smoking the Bandit, right? So
exactly.
Something good. It's nostalgia there. I am actually going to get into one out of Dayton, Ohio, which is the Warp Wing 10-ton oatmeal stout. So this one actually comes in with an ABV of... You didn't put it on the can, you son of a bitch. 7% ABV. So good, solid. I've had it in the past at a couple festivals, some different things, and Figured I'd grab this one. Now, the only problem is the beers I'm having tonight are all one-offs, right? So I got to get them again to do a review on them at some point if I do. But
oh, by the way, Ron, this is not a 6-year-old IPA, okay?
well, there you go. You're getting better. You're getting better.
It's only 3 years instead.
You got to check the dates, my friend. Check the dates.
No, I'm well within the Best Buy date. I'm well within the Best Buy date.
Good old Brooklyn coming through for you.
Let's not relive that one either, okay?
Yeah. So it is kind of, for a lot of people, it is getting into the kind of that stout season when it gets a little bit cooler. Turn the heat on for the first time. Well, probably the second or third time now, but had to flip it on as we're getting a little bit cooler here. So I might as well just kick back and enjoy some stouts. So that's what I kind of got here.
That was my.
Have you guys had this one before, the 10-ton?
No, I don't get 10-ton here.
Oh, you don't get warp wing. That's right. Ty, you haven't got warp wing before, have you?
Nope.
Okay. Note to self, I'll get you guys some of that next time. They're out of date, and your brother might be getting it now. So
I'm waiting for bourbon barrel aged expedition stout to come my way.
you should be able to get that. You're right there.
I didn't. They're all sold out at Bell's.
To tell them who you are. Tell them who you are.
Larry'd be like, "Yeah, I've seen your videos, dude. You get out of my establishment."
You want to make it big? I'll get you on YouTube.
Come on, Larry! I want the 4-pack.
You don't know who I am, do you, son? Here, give me 1 second.
They pretty much everywhere in the area there, Ron?
This one, yeah, we get a good amount throughout the area with them being from Dayton, Ohio. So not hard for us to get them as well.
I'll have to have him pick me up sometime.
And let's see here. I'm trying to get my screen a little bit bigger because I got my comments. Well, I guess I'll flip my comments over here for right now. Without having Joe here, I had it on my smaller laptop screen. So I was trying to blow it up, but I think I told you guys I have 3 different screens on my computer set up. So just trying to get all organized here. The funny thing about having 3 screens is you start to realize that you could probably go 4 or you can go 5. You start wanting more.
Well, I'll stop there.
You really want one?
Well, you get so much different things you can do. You're not going through different tabs. You can set them all up different ways. It's kind of like Minority Report where you're just sliding stuff around and everything, which is pretty sweet. And then Hans, welcome, Hans. Appreciate you being in. He says, how many beers are appropriate tonight, Rod? Well, Hans, are you at home or are you out? If you're at home, anything goes in the safety of your home as long as you can make it around the house and get to the bed safely and get to the toilet if you need it. And if not, you have a bucket handy. So you have to know your limit, sir. But if you're out, you definitely don't want to have too much where you're kind of stumbling over people. So
Rod with the peanut.
you can't drive home if you had too much, Hans. So get an Uber, call a friend. No, that's too early for that. Too early.
Well, maybe not. Maybe we should do it at the beginning so we can actually say it all the way through.
And then Craig had a question. Craig had a question for Eric, which I know the answer to already. But he said, "Do you get anything from Perrin Brewing Company?"
I do. I get all of their stuff. I haven't get their no rules because they're hype beer. I haven't had that.
Is there any of the Perrin beers that really stick out to you that you really like?
The black lager was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Their gold's good too. If you like a basic kind of ale or lager, that one's good. The no problems is okay. They have a light kind of a session IPA, which that one I found was too watery. But I might come back and revisit that one to see if it still has a lot of watery characteristics. But that was about the only miss out of that whole line of Perrin. I had a lot of their Imperial stuff. I had their goodness. There's a lot of their, but the higher ABV beers are good. But you really, I mean, I don't know if you can really mess up one of the Imperial stouts, really, but unless you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, some breweries have been known to do that.
I haven't ran into that yet.
Yeah. And then let's see here. Cody said he got the first 008 IPA off the keg at Oracle, so that was pretty nice. Might try a Guinness again soon. Yeah, nothing wrong with a Guinness. Guinness is a staple. It is tradition. But as you all know, I'm spoiled with Guinness. If it's not the foreign extra stout, it's kind of like, what am I doing? If it's the Antwerpen, I'm okay with that one. But some of the other ones are, I had one of the guys comment. I think I forgot who was it commented earlier, but like talking about the 200th, because I did a review on that recently, and I think it was Royal Nass that actually commented. Now I think about it, that he said it kind of just tasted like the regular Guinness draft to him, which it did to me as well. It wasn't anything that really stood out from the 200th anniversary one. But once they said but he was another one that had the foreign extra, and once you have the foreign extra, everything else kind of pales next to it, in my opinion, as far as the flavor that you get out of it and kind of that more of a heartier type beer that you get. It. I think the regular Guinness draft and some of their other ones are kind of, just for me, kind of thin for what I like in the stout, compared especially with the ones they have nowadays. I don't know if you guys kind of feel the same way about it as well, but when you get that, you do have that thinner type texture, I believe.
Yeah. Is the foreign extra stout the one that comes from Ireland?
That one comes from Ireland, but it's only sold in the Caribbean, parts of Africa, and then parts of Asia. And occasionally we'll get it here because, like, the Brewers Collection, they'll throw 4 in a 12-pack or something. But I still don't even know to this day that one time I got it at Depths where I took Todd to one time. They had cases for $12.99. That was like one of the best deals I ever got. So,
You grabbed the case.
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah, if I knew how good it was the first time, if I knew how good it was, I would have bought like all 5 cases they had there.
I know.
I could have kept that for a bit of time.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Rod. I think the standard Guinness, some of their line is kind of thin body.
Yeah.
I've not had the foreign extra stout though. I'd like to try that one.
And it's not a knock against Guinness as much as it's just kind of the sign of the times. It's just, their tradition. It's your solid stout, but so many craft breweries are doing different things that has kind of affected some of the flavor that we're seeing in beers out there now. We're seeing a lot of different things happening. It's kind of like, I go back to the Newcastle Brown Ale. You might have different brown ales from craft breweries now. Then you get to Newcastle, you think it might be maybe a little stale or dated along those lines, but no, it's still the same classic brown ale. They got all these other guys making brown ales. It's just time kind of caught up with the some, and people are doing different things. So still a solid traditional type beer. It's just, it is what it is. And let me see here. Brandon Garrett, welcome, my friend. He says he's enjoying some Jackie O Seafoam IPA. So how is that one, Brandon? Jackie O's out of Athens, Ohio, another good brewery. Are you getting them now, Todd, as well?
No, we don't get those yet, but I've had several of them before. Picked them up at the Jungle Gyms there in Cincinnati.
Oh, Jungle Gyms. Talk about a paradise.
Yeah, the place is great.
You walk into that store, you're like, I'm going to need a moment. It's almost like you come to their beer section.
It is overwhelming.
Yeah, it's like going to Catholic church. You take a knee in front of the altar, because there's so many beers that are just in this place. It's like a glowing light coming from that section for any beer drinker.
The glow. It's like, oh.
In fact, I'm about due out there again. So when I go out there again, I'll probably shoot a video so people can see that one too. So that's one of the places I like to go and get some of the brews, and definitely always worth it. And then let me see who else is here. I saw Craft Beer Pours is in the house. Welcome, Brandon. Always good to have you out here. Appreciate you swinging by. And Craft Beer Pours, I think they're running. I don't know, Brandon, if you're still running as many streams. I think you're running streams like every night previously. So, but there's always stuff to happen on this channel, and you can also check him out too, see what's going on there. He's a Red Sox fan, so he's pumped right now. Red Sox up 2-0 the series, so he is celebrating with that and everything and having a good time. So good luck with your Red Sox. I caught part of the game yesterday in the first game 1, and I'm not a huge baseball type person. I'll watch it here and there, but see what happened. And the Red Sox just seem to have the Dodgers number from what I was watching there so far. Eric, you're big into baseball. Have you been watching it?
I haven't caught a game yet. I know there's a lot of former Tigers, team which I'm part of, but like there's a lot of them on that team. I really should watch them, but I think Boston's probably going to sweep LA. They're that.
I think so. They've been the best team all year. So
yeah.
You think there might be a shift when they go to LA tomorrow?
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I honestly don't.
Best case scenario, four games to one, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But you see Clayton Kershaw and you see Puig on the same team and some of these other guys. They got some good firepower. And I think Magic Johnson's like, 30% owner of that team or something now or whatever.
Yeah.
So he helped revitalize them, I guess, out there. But
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Dodgers are a hell of a team. It's just I don't think they got enough athletes on that team to compete.
yeah. But the big thing is, on the last at least few years, they've been kind of getting that attention to what they were used to in the past. So maybe they're building towards that. So definitely see what happens there. Going back here, yeah, you told Craig that there are no rules is the one that gets the hype, and he agreed. So I guess he's had that over there now in the UK. It's just always funny how Craig gets all these different beers over there that we don't even get in some of the other states.
And they're probably readily available over there too.
Yeah. But we go to our store like, no, we don't get that. It's not part of our distribution. Well, how the hell was it over in the UK?
Hell, I wish Cloudwater beer. I wish Cloudwater would come over here.
Yeah, that would be good too.
Is it Cloudwater? Is that the brewery?
Cloudwater is the one they drink over there all the time. It always look good. Yeah. They talk about the Cloudwater IPA being a pretty solid beer. Hans Gomez says, how many beers are appropriate weekly? Well, technically, if you ask, I know I've talked to my doctor before, but if you medically, they say you take 1 or 2 a day if you're a guy or whatever. So they say 14 a week is kind of, where you would want to call it off there. I don't know if they would want you doing 14 in one weekend to catch up or anything, but somewhere around 1 or 2 a day. So, 1 a day is actually good. Just you have some of the same benefit you'll get from a glass of wine you can have with a glass of beer too. And it does have the things in it. As we all know, hops is like a cousin strain to marijuana. It does have a relaxation piece of it there with the hops as well. So you can always go 1 or 2. And then after that, you got to gauge yourself. You got to know your body, man. It's how you treat your body. Treat it like a temple, right? So
Miller's the same one.
Yeah. And then I saw you asked them how they like the revisit of the Malt Liquor Monday. So you brought that back. How did you feel after doing that, by the way, Monday night? Because you came back in fashion, too, with the old E. You brought the old E back. So
yeah, I thought this is perfect. This is perfect for a return to Malt Liquor Monday.
So if you like malt liquor, make sure you check out Eric's channel because he did have the Malt Liquor Monday again this week and brought back the Old English for that. Did you finish the whole thing and everying, or?
No, I just had that little bit of the 5 ounces, and then after that, it bloop, 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 bloop,
Oh, you did a pour.
Eric, you got to pick up a Four Loko down on Monday.
Hey, I'll revisit Four Loko. We're going to do malt beverages, too, on Malt Liquor Monday.
Eric ain't scared.
No. Hey, I did the Alloy series, Todd, when I was on there, or when I did the Steel Reserve Alloy series. Which I would not recommend anybody doing, but I did it.
Which was not on purpose anyway, right?
Move.
Exactly.
And then let's see here. What else we got here? Still trying to scroll through the comments. And Cody says that Eric Elias fan. I thought it was great. Looking forward to seeing more. Might have to try it Oldie 800. So he liked your Old English there. Craig said he prefers Murphy's over Guinness, which Murphy's has a nice creaminess in their texture too.
Yeah, so, Murphy's does.
Yeah, I still get a little bit of thinness in that texture, but I like it has a little bit more of a creaminess there. Han says, "What's up, pimp?" I don't know who's. Oh, might be talking to Jaded because Jaded's in the house. Welcome, Jaded. Jaded Beer Reviews and Tours, so he's in the house. Make sure you check out his videos. And Jaded does a thing. I guess I don't know if you're doing this all the time, Jaded. At nighttime, he does a cool, mellowed out type thing. So he pretty much just plays music you can kind of relax to, at nighttime, which isn't bad, kind of soothing type stuff. So that's kind of an interesting idea. Make sure you check out his channel. And of course, we talked last week, it was on this show, talking about Jaded's channel and how he had the Wheel of Fortune layout for his yard sale and stuff. So brought back some memories of that. Bumpy in the house, Bumpy Road Brewery. Older brown dog from Smutty Nose tops most other brown ales. Smutty Nose was making some good beers. Of course, now they're out out of business or not making beers. I don't know. I don't even know if we ever followed up to see how those people did, if they got on with other breweries or not. That might be something to check out, see how they all did. But yeah, Smutty Nose was a good brewery. I met a few of their salespeople at some of the beer fests in the past, but when they closed their doors, you know, we lost a good brewery that was making some good beers. But it's going to happen. I'm posting something on Twitter about another brewery that just closed its doors. I mean, it's tough on some of these guys. Han says he loves the Smutty Nose Finest IPA, but they stopped distributing them in Miami, and that's because they're not there. So they're not distributing that anywhere, Han. So it's not just you. Foamy Head, what's happening in the house? He's having a La Cumbre Brewing Project Dank Autumn Edition. Cheers. And I keep hearing about La Cumbre Brewing. I do want to try to check them out because I'm seeing some stuff with them on Instagram and stuff too. And Foamy, if you think anything you want to drop out there, some details you think they're pretty good to try to locate and find, let me know. But heard a lot of good stuff about them. And then Brandon Garrett says the Seafoam is their limited release. Hazy right now is my jam. 7% hazy with citrus, Simcoe, and Comet hops. Nice. And that's one of the things that I'm running into right now. Like all these different beers are coming out, and everybody's got these limited release. It's only going to be for a short period. And that's what kind of, I think, builds up some of the hype around the craft beers and stuff. So it's kind of like, do you keep buying, because you can only drink so many. So to keep buying them and buying them. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, you don't want to miss that limited release. It's like something like what Brandon said there sounds like a pretty decent beer to try, but it's like every week, especially here in Cincinnati, like, you know, the stuff I post on the Facebook page, like they're always coming out with new beers. Like, stop, time out, flag on the play.
Well, a good one is KBS that Founders did, and everyone knows, or at least on this channel should know what they've had at least one KBS. But like right now, they've got it to where it's you know, they I think they doubled or maybe tripled their batches and all that. I mean, it's such a well-made beer that they can do that and it can still be gone off the shelves within a couple of days.
Yeah. Although we do find that sitting on shelves around here now, though.
Do you?
It's kind of oversaturated itself. Well, they kept making more and more. I think they found a point where they're oversaturated. I think they're just. And that could be that we have a lot of. What'd you say, Tom?
I was gonna say part of the hype goes away too, so there's not that excitement when it comes out because it's, like Aaron was saying, a limited release. You know, everybody wants to run and grab it before it's gone, but now there's so much. It's like, yeah, I'll just get it when I get it, or I don't. You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and plus with us, at least here, we have so many other breweries that are popping up now that it's almost like. I've had it before. I'd rather give my money to this brewery over here to see what they have to offer. Mm-hmm. I think it might be a part of it too.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
If there's a good local brewery, I would actually put it there. Put your money there, and then you know, maybe one of the bigger ones that you usually go to. Help support them for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Hillbilly in the house. What's happening, brother? Down there in the Louisville area. That's who you and Todd should get together and have some drinks some point. Because Hillbilly's right down there in Louisville. And Hillbilly is now doing some more beer reviews. He started doing a little bit more stuff. So got to catch up on his beer reviews as well. He does a lot of the wine. He also does the coffee reviews on the weekend. So make sure you check out Hillbilly Wine 101 for some different things.
Is he in Louisville? He's in Louisville?
He's in the Louisville area, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's right down there where you guys probably could meet against the grain or something.
We probably rubbed elbows before and never even knew it.
Probably. And then raining on your parade in the house, welcome. Says Lagunitas, I got a warrant out for their arrest. I put them on a probation a few months ago when they released Born Again yesterday. The head died like a macro and it had micro vibes to it. Then he continues, I was not impressed. And then I was happy with Super Cluster, and it was $8.49 for a 6-pack of cans. So I said, no one is perfect, and I forgave them. Got born yesterday, and the same thing, pissed. He's going back and forth with Lagunitas there. So, yeah, I had the Super Cluster when I was at Lagunitas on draft and a few of their other bottles, and it's decent. I like the Super Cluster. I mean, $8.49 for a 6-pack of that. That's where Lagunitas kills you with that value. It's such a good deal.
Yeah, Lagunitas is killing it for sure.
Yeah.
I like Born Again yesterday.
Lagunitas, did you get some?
No, I didn't pick any up, but I've I like it.
Yeah, the super.
Now, you guys are big. You guys are big on their brown sugar, right?
Yeah.
I seen 6-packs of that and I didn't get it.
You got time. You got time. They'll have their undercover coming out here probably around January, which I like as well. That's like a strong one they did. Undercover shutdown.
Yeah. Is that their Imperial IPA or something?
It's like a strong ale, so it's kind of
strong
like
ale. Okay.
Yeah. Well, strong ale was really like a barley wine light, you know.
Barley wine light.
Strong ale, like it's like a barley wine. It's just less ABV. Just call it barley wine light. You know, be done with it. Hans Gomez says, "How does the seafoam taste?" So he was interested in hearing about that one as well. So if you want to share that, Brandon, much appreciated. And let's see here. Scrolling down, I lost my little space because I scrolled a little bit. Comments are flying. Craig says he watched the first game, and then Bumpy Rose said, "Cheers to Brandon, Joel, Hillbilly." Jaded back to Bumpy and Hillbilly. Hans says, "I read that hoppy beers are good for the liver." So that's probably something in Mad Magazine.
Got to give a shout out to everyone in the live stream. I see there's 15 watchers right now. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it and everything. And you know, if you see the other guys, I'm talking about them and their channels. To the right of their names, if you don't know, there's like 3 dots, so you can click on that and always go to their channel from it. And if you haven't checked them out, you might want to hit that subscribe on them as well, so you can check out some of the stuff they're doing. A lot of good stuff from a lot of these guys here, the beer community. I didn't even mention, like I've been mentioning Craig, but check out Kemp Beer Reviews because he does a lot of stuff, and he gets some of the beers from over in the UK, obviously, because he's there. And he gets some of the American beers, so he goes back and forth. So he might come across some good beers you may enjoy as well. And then Bumpy Rose says, after 7, I have to reconsider the rest of my day. And Cody says, oh, you son of a gun. He says, do another malt liquor live stream. No. We have to do one when Joe's back. When Joe's back, we need to do one so Joe is here.
Joe is not going to drink a malt liquor. He is not doing it, man.
He would do one if we all did it. I bet we could probably talk him into doing it.
Which one would he drink?
I don't know if he would finish it. He might quit like Todd did, but he'll try something to start. He would get a Mickey's most likely. He would just get a Mickey's liquor.
Yeah.
Hey, I got half of that 22-ouncer down. I mean, it ate a hole through my stomach, but I got it down.
I think it was just your choice of what to do for that malt beverage and stuff.
Yeah, that was a bad choice. I wouldn't do that again.
Let me see here.
Let your friends drink 4 Loco.
Eric Gilbert's in the house. Eric Gilbert says cheers as well. Craig said Perrin wasn't available over there. Just heard about the No Rules. Supposed to be crazy good. And Eric, you attested that being pretty good, huh?
Which one was that again? I'm sorry.
The No Rules.
No, I haven't had the No Rules.
That's you haven't had it. Got a lot of hype around in there.
It's really good.
When it's on the shelves, it's gone.
Yeah.
I've got a bottle downstairs in the basement, but it's really good.
It's not good? What's not good?
It is. No, it's really good.
When are you going to drink? When are you going to drink the one in the basement?
I don't know. Probably sometime soon.
Special occasion.
Yeah, I got a shit ton down there. You know, there'd be a lot of special occasions for that.
A bone chicken wah.
Well, hey, Todd, when we're supposedly come over to your house, you're gonna have to crack it open.
Yeah.
I'll save it if you guys come.
Sleepover, you crack it open in.
Sleepover.
Where is Shannon? Is she at work or she's resting?
No, she's right here. She's just you didn't hear her holler?
I don't know. She heard sleepover. She's on board now.
Shannon, what are you drinking?
What's Shannon drinking tonight? Get that hand in there.
She's drinking boxed wine.
Oh, from the
box. There's some good boxed wine. I'm not gonna say anything. There's some good boxed wine.
All right, she's trying to get you some more wine subscribers to your channel.
There you go. Keep me in the top 50
wine. Top 50 wine tuber here.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention it at the beginning.
And Eric had responded to Cody Stark about the malt liquor stream, so we can't overdo it in the malt liquor area, though. You know, it was fun. It was fun. It was something different to do. Jaded said for Halloween, if you check out Jaded's channel, he's playing dark sounds, 80s goth, stuff like that. So he'll have a music stream going as well. That you can sit back, relax, drink, you know, just get in the zone, I guess. That'd be the thing to say.
There you go.
Bumpy says Smutty is still around, just under other ownership. So that's different then. Okay, so I wonder who they under then. If you know Smutty. Hans asked if they were in Florida, and they're actually up in New Hampshire, I believe. They're northeast. And he said that was one of his favorites. But I didn't hear about the new ownership, which, you know, wouldn't be surprising to see that. We've seen some breweries that go down to other breweries take them over. So, Turtle, what's up? Welcome. Cheers, brother. Turtle's in the house. Turtle the Irishman. And Jada says they were one of the first companies to have cool labels. And that's talking about Smutty Nose, I believe. And yeah, they had a nice look at their labels as well. Craig said KBS Shelf Turd. And Hans says, how old are you, Rod? Just curious. I'm old enough to drink. That's the story I'm going with. Do I look real old, Hans? And Bumpy says Smutty's out of Hampton, New Hampshire. Yeah, so right there in New Hampshire there. Eric says Rod is old, baby. So I'm an OG, so that makes me old. So
this Eric didn't say that. This Eric did not say that.
No, not Eric Gilbert. Eric Gilbert.
Millennial, that's for sure.
Yeah. And let's see here. Jada says some of these new breweries pushing out weekly product has me questioning how different IPAs really are. Is it different or just renaming and relabeling? In laugh face. Yeah, it's there are differences in the IPAs. I mean, after a point, you do get IPA. If you were drinking all just IPAs, you're going to get fatigue at a certain point, and there are some similarities, but there are some that are doing interesting things with it. For instance, I responded to a comment earlier to that Dogfish Head, the Burton Baton one that I had, and that was like the first IPA that I really liked that was actually oak barreled. I've had some that just weren't good in barrel, and it's like, why would you want to do this to an IPA? And that one, they actually did a really good job with. So there are some differences that some people are making, but if you have 100 IPAs out there, probably, would you say like 35 to 50 might be very similar to each other. So if maybe even more.
Yeah, what comes to mind for me is the 450 North. They're coming out with, you know, a new release every 2 or 3 weeks. They got one this week. It's 6 cans tomorrow. Brewery only release.
Yeah.
It's like how different can they be, you know, in that short of time frame? I mean, I guess you can, but it's like they're so similar that if you have them so quick together, it's almost hard to distinguish them. You know.
Yeah, and I've had some that were like that I've had. It's like it's supposed to be a certain berry type thing, but it's like this just tastes like the other cherry one they have. You know, sometimes maybe they just switched it over, but it don't sound like it's supposed to be. It don't taste like it's supposed to be. Brandon said he has not had any wet hop beers. What's everyone's feeling? The only wet hop that I've actually had was the Sierra Nevada series, and I liked it. You have a little bit more of a freshness there from the time they have to actually get those hops put into the beer. I thought their wet hop series was pretty good. I don't know if you guys have had any wet hop beers at all that you have tried in the past.
I'm sure I've had some. I just none come off the top of my head.
But if you get that Northern Hemisphere series, I think it's the Northern Hemisphere or the wet hop ones, they actually have they've done a pretty good job with those. And those come out like seasonally too. In fact, they might be out now even. So
didn't Sierra Nevada come out with some wet hop?
That's what I said I had, Todd. Where you been, son?
That's what you did say with Sierra Nevada. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sierra Nevada. Yeah, the Sierra Nevada is the one I had, and with them, when they actually do them, they have to be done. I think, if I remember correctly, with the wet hop and the way they set it up or what they put in their label, they're picked within 72 hours of being fresh or something to get them into the thing. So it was a decent beer that I had. There's a review I had on the channel here when I did that one way back when a couple years ago. Han says, hasn't had Lagunitas. May have to revisit in a few weeks. You should definitely check out some of the Lagunitas beers. One, they do a pretty good job with all their beers for the most part. Despite you're going to have maybe some that may not fully agree with you, but overall, I think they do a solid job. And two, it's probably one of the best values of beer for craft beer out there in the marketplace for what you can get. So would definitely consider checking them out. Cody Stark says Shorts Brewing seems to have releases so much that you can't even get the previous one. Yeah. And Shorts isn't too far from Eric there, so he sees that up close as well.
About a 4-hour drive for me.
Yeah. But you see them putting out a lot of stuff there too for new release?
Yes. Yeah, a lot. Yes.
I've got one of theirs in the cellar that I'm going to do a review on here at some point. It's in the cooler now. It's the Bloody something. Let me see what the one that is.
The Bloody.
That's cooler working out for you, Rod.
So far it's going fine. I'm about to start restocking it with some of the big bottles of stuff.
Yeah, I'm about ready to get into my stash of beers in the cellar.
So the one I got from Shorts is the Bloody beer. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. I really can't say. It was one of those ones that were kind of an interesting beer when I saw it, that I decided to pick it up. But they consider it a light body beer with an appealing ruby red glow, aromas of spicy tomato juice, fermented with Roma tomatoes and spiced with dill, horseradish, peppercorns, and celery seed, lead to an astounding initial tomato flavor, followed by a lingering finish that allows each additional ingredient a chance to resonate on the palate. Decant. Who typed this damn thing? Anyway, it says decant carefully and let this 2009 GABF silver medal winner warm slightly in order to appreciate the full magnitude of flavor. So it did win a medal at the Great American Beer Fest back in 2009. I picked it up because the label looks kind of weird. So when I do the review, you'll see what the label and stuff looks like. But I get the feel it's going to be like one of those Clamato or whatever type things, kind of with the tomato type stuff, which I've never done one of the like tomato beers. So I figure, why not give it a shot?
That's one of those I can't do.
Yeah. I mean, if it ends up being a drain pour for me, it ends up being a drain pour, but it's something different to put out there. Yeah, Bumpy says Lagunitas Sucks is a good one too. Yes, and basically they're brown sugar. Rain on Your Parade says to Craig, KBS sits on the shelves here in Maine. Yeah, so we've had it here in Ohio. We have it here sitting on the shelves too. So it's just out there.
If it was sitting on the shelves, I'd buy all of it.
Yeah, you would buy all of it.
I'd at least try to buy all of it.
See, to me, it was. The last 2 years I've had, I feel like it was overrated. I just like it was as great. I think we got other craft breweries and brewers that do better, if not as good or better, just as what they're doing. And you're not going if you're going to go at for that price. You know, we can get like 22 ounces of stuff and everything. So,
well, especially with the recent how do I want to put this? With the recent kind of shenanigans there, I don't know if I'm purchasing any Founders beers.
Yeah, I mean, they got we never did talk about too much, but they got that recent issue where, if people don't know, they're kind of under litigation for one of the employees who claimed basically racial discrimination against Founders on a few things. And actually, through different connections, I actually didn't realize it, but I'm in circles with that person. I've kind of reached out to him to find out what's going on. But then I thought about it. He can't really say anything because they're in the middle of litigation. But I've had other people tell me that have visited the Founders Brewery and kind of felt that way, like they weren't welcome there. So it seems like they got a reputation there. So I've never been to Founders, and I know people that have worked with Founders that I've met that have been pretty good people that I've met with, but I've never been to the brewery, so I can't say what it's like to actually go there. But there are people that I found out that I've been turned off to them. So I haven't purchased any fun. I had one KBS already here, and I drank it a couple of weeks ago. I didn't do a video or anything on it because I wasn't going to give any publicity on it.
That was going to be my next question, was if you've already bought stuff from them and you don't agree with what's going on there now, is it okay to drink those beers still, or since you bought it pre
well, here's
allegations?
they got the money, so you might as well drink it, is my opinion. I mean,
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking.
like the guys that cut up their Nikes or
Yes, that was
it's like,
oh jeez,
that's you already bought it. You already have it. If you don't want it, then give it to a homeless person or something. But it's stupid to actually destroy it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at with it. It's like I don't agree with it. What's going on? You know.
Yeah.
Probably won't get any of my money from now at this point unless something changes and it's all innocent or whatever. But
yeah, I mean, the whole thing still has to come out through the case. But if this stuff is all documented with HR type things, that stuff's going to come up. So people are going to find out, I would believe.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I thought about a drain port at one point. I'm like, wait a second. Then I'd be like these Nike guys that go all crazy. I was like, I'm not going to drain port. I'll sit here, I'll drink it. I bought it. They already got the money for it. So I drank it one night playing Call of Duty or something. I was playing on the PS4. And then Craig, so earlier this week, if you saw, I actually did, for the first time ever, I don't know why I did it, but I just felt like, oh, why not just do a video of me doing this? So I made some beer chili. So I uploaded a video, a live stream of me making the beer chili and everything. And Craig was asking how it was. And I'm going to tell you, it was delicious. It was delicious. It was pretty delicious. So, in fact, I only got like a little bit of it before my wife started getting it and taking it to work and all that kind of stuff. So it went pretty quickly. But it was a fun thing to do. So maybe I'll do some more beer cooking videos. If you guys think that might be cool, let me know. Put some comments in the comment section. But I may throw some other things out there too. Because like when I do meats, like for roast and stuff, sometimes I'll go ahead and marinate. I'll let it sit with some different beers as well. So it gets into the meats and tenderizes a little bit too. So it's kind of fun cooking with beer once in a while, doing some stuff. Have you guys cooked with any beer, anything?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do like a beer butt chicken from time to time.
Ooh.
Yeah,
like
beer good.
Yeah, like a whole chicken.
I've never done that one. Like we got a lot of people around here that I know they actually do that as well.
Your best bet's just to use like a freaking Milwaukee's Best Light and put right on
it. Macro lager.
You're not kidding there, Eric, because it seems to like steam better than most beers do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it to dog them. I'm just saying it to be like, you don't want to put like a Budweiser or some premium, beer you're going to spend big bucks on a macro lager. I just get the cheap stuff. It just works just as good.
Yeah. Well, I know the beer chili I made this week, I used the Dundee Honey Brown Lager because I like the sweetness of the beer, and that kind of went well against the ingredients and stuff that I had in it. But the one I used that came out the best was I used the Golden Road Gingerbread Stout one time, and that was really good with the sweetness from that beer. So it added a little bit more body of that stout to it as well. But yeah, experiment with it. Have some fun on it.
I do some beer cheeses with it. I do a really good hot beer cheese dip.
Yeah.
And mix it up with some stouts or some IPAs or just some different ones, and you do get different flavors out of it. I mean, it changes it up a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's funny, we at my day job, like me and another guy who's actually doing stuff with beer, they asked us to do like a beer lunch one day, like a couple months ago. I don't know if I told you guys that. We did like a beer tasting for the office for people to actually taste different varieties of beer and explain the beer to them and all that kind of stuff. We had the biggest turnout of any lunch and learn they've ever done. So they asked us to come back and do one in December. And so the guy I'm doing it with, he's actually going to brew a Scottish wee ale, which would be nice. So we're going to bring that in, do something there probably, and talk about different beer stuff too. But being able to taste beer at work, that's definitely a nice little perk, nice little benefit.
I want to come work where you work at, right?
Dude, when they first asked us to do it, I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you guys like just trying to talk me right now? You just
Are you fucking with me? Is this a true question? What's going on here? How do I answer this so I don't get in trouble?
Dude, walking into the office, I'm carrying a couple cigarettes. Like, I better not get in trouble.
Y'all better be fucking with me.
Right. And let's see. Oh, it's 58-14 now in the West Virginia Baylor game. So I think we got that one under control. It's in the fourth quarter with just under 12 minutes left. And then Cody said, no problem. Appreciate the work on the videos. I forgot where Cody was leaving that off from. Raina also said, yeah, how was that chili? And it was good. And definitely, it's fun. It was just something I do once in a while. I actually do a lot of the cooking here at the house anyway, so just one of those things I like to experiment with. Eric had asked, what he should do for the next malt liquor Monday, and Earth said E40 malt liquor. Welcome, Earth, by the way. And Hans says I look 30. Lots of laughs. So Hans, bless you, my son, bless you. Back when I was 30, I was not in here doing videos. Trust me. But thank you. I work with a lot of millennials like Todd, so it keeps me young. No, I'm actually 49 right now. So, but yeah, I work with a lot of younger people, and I don't know. You're always young as you want to be. I keep active. I do different things. You want to have fun and enjoy life. People really start to age more when they actually slow down and stop doing stuff. And I think that's where people really start to feel that. So I try to stay busy and try to do different things, and that seems to work. Bumpy Road says he has a video coming up from a New Hampshire brewery that did a smoked IPA. That's something I would definitely like to see there as well, because I'm into some of the smokier type beer. So I'd like to see what a smoked IPA, excuse me, would actually come across as. I've never had a smoked IPA. Have you guys had anything like that?
Their smoked porter, the 2015, the Perseverance, I think. Was it that one? I can't remember. It was from Alaska, and I know that. And it was a smoked porter.
Okay.
I've never had a smoked IPA.
What's that, Todd?
But I've never had a smoked IPA.
I haven't either.
I've never seen one, I don't think.
So that'd be kind of cool. Check out. I've only still had the one Brute IPA, which is the one I had when I went to Black Cloister. I wouldn't mind doing a few more Brute IPAs as well. And Earth said that did sound intriguing as well. And Eric said I can get that Earth. I don't know what. Oh, you're saying the E40. So there you go. You can get the E40 for Monday.
All right, E40 next Monday. It's coming up Monday. It's going to be on malt liquor.
Yeah, this coming Monday. Is that the one Joe sent you got there, Todd?
It is. Yeah, it's the last one that he sent from the other half and Cloudwater. I was talking about earlier.
It's so funny because I almost pulled that one out to do tonight as well, to just drink it.
Really?
I got to do a review on that one, so I was going to. So I'm saving that in the cooler.
Is that the Daydream, Todd?
It's it's called Bad Decisions.
I don't think I got the Bad Decisions.
Did I get the bad? I got the red label. When you held it up, that looks like the one I got in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it a stout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Imperial Stout with cocoa and ancho peppers.
Yeah, that's the one I got in there.
Oh, I got the Daydream and broccoli.
Checks in at a meager 11%.
A session in them 11 double-digit beers.
Fit for a baby.
It's season, baby. It's stout season.
Baby palace need not apply. Let's see here. And Eric Gilbert says he's been hitting the cellar hard lately. So are you draining some stuff now that you're got to start refilling the cellar, Eric? What's going on there? What are you really getting into? Eric Lions fan said I had it before, surprisingly good for a malt, talking about the E40. And you said you got a lot, Eric. What did you get a lot of?
Let me roll back up here and what did he say here? Oh, that's hitting the cellar hard. And I said I got a lot.
Earth says, what's in your cellar? He was asking you what you had in your cellar there.
I have, if I remember right, I put some of these in the comments. I got the Bourbon Barrel Aged Plead the Fifth from Dark Horse. I got their Imperial Plead the Fifth. I got the Barrel Aged Scotty Karate Scotch Ale. What else do I got? I got Clown Shoes. I got some stuff from Sierra Nevada. It came in like a little Christmas pack. It's last year's beers. It's like Bomber, 750 milliliter beers. Got some of those. I got one from Perrin. It was something. It was a stout, and there's one other one in there that I can't remember what it is. I got quite a bit of beer in the cellar that I'm gonna take out and I'm gonna do some reviews on. So
nice.
Got about maybe 15, I think, in there. I think is what it is total. Oh, and I got Ellison beers in there that I got last year. We're gonna see how they aged.
My Untapped list. I'm down to 119 beers.
In your cellar?
It'll be 118 after I drink this one. Yeah. So I'm trying to work it down, and I'll start getting some other stuff out there.
I probably got 50 or 60 maybe.
Yeah. You load them up really quick.
Well, I say you get the stouts because they come out year round for the most part in the summertime, and you're like, those are these. A lot of times they're special releases, so you got to scoop them up and then you save them. And then this time of year is when you kind of start getting it dwindled down a little bit.
Well, a good thing for anybody looking to kind of like build a cellar. So if you look at a rule of thumb that they'll tell you about the beers you want to buy, they'll usually try to say you should get like at least 8% ABV. It's kind of the rule of thumb. And depending on what kind of beer it is, those are the kinds you can kind of cellar. Obviously, if it's like an IPA, it can still last, but you may have the hops fade over a period of time. But if you're getting like the stouts, you're getting the porters, you're getting the barley wines, you're getting the strong ales, you're getting all these other different types of styles. It's a great time to do it. And this time of the year is when you do, like you said, Todd, have a lot of these ones coming out with the higher ABVs, and you can actually find some stuff to start building that cellar out and everything. So it's a good time to kind of do that. And just as a rule of thumb, like I said, 8% is what they usually will tell you to kind of do. And I've cellared some that were lower than that, like a 7 or so, and been fine, or even 6. It's just how you keep them and keep them in the right temperature and stuff like that as well.
I'd like to see.
You don't want them in an environment where the temperature is always fluctuating.
Yeah, I'd like to see Joe do a video of his cellar. I know you did yours.
He said he won't do it. He has so many; it would take him a while. Just walk the camera around and take the video. To show you.
I think it'd be kind of cool to do. Like, I would do mine, but of course I'd have to do it on his show. But
yeah, well, we can always have that happen too.
And then Eric, do his. Just kind of give everybody an idea of what you're storing.
I know one time Joe said he thought I probably had like a third or a half of what he may have. So he's got a ton of beers. So I tell you, has a ton of beers too. Is I think Kyle and No Hype Beer Reviews. He has a lot in his cellar too, as well. That he has some beers out there.
I've slowed down a little bit in the last year or so, as far as just getting and storing stuff.
Well, I was trying not to buy any for the rest of this year. I figured, I'm not going to buy any more. I'm going to wait till next year. I think Great Lakes came out with their oyster stout, so I picked that up earlier this week, and then I picked up a couple of other ones because again, they're limited releases, so you won't get them after ones I wanted to try. So,
and that's my problem. It's like, especially with stouts and stuff, it's like, if you don't get them now, you're not going to get them again until next year.
Right.
So you got to get them, and whether you drink them or store them, one way or the other.
I like their Blackout Stout a lot, and their Edmund Fitzgerald, and their Elliott Ness, and their Imperial Red Ale.
Yeah, their Nosferatu's out now.
Yeah, I love that one.
That one is a good one too.
Roddy, you ever been to their brewery?
To Great Lakes, I have not been to their brewery yet, so I had to try to do a trip to Cleveland to get up there and see them. It'd be a fun one to go to. I would love to go to that one and check them out.
Tell you what, you got to take a trip to Cleveland.
Huh?
Tell you what, you got to take a trip to Cleveland.
Yeah, well, there you go, right?
What's that, about 2 hours for you?
No, for me, about 4.5 or 5, somewhere around there, I guess.
Oh, is it really? Is it that far?
It's a different direction. Like for me to here when we went to Toledo, that was about 4. It was like 4 going a different ways because Cleveland is actually east of Toledo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's no straight shot from where you're at to Cleveland.
No, I mean straight in that you have to take. I think it's actually like 71. You have to go up maybe towards Athens or whatever, and then kind of go up another way off one of the other highways. Yeah, it's not really like a direct line. Like if I said I'm going from here to Atlanta, I can just up on 75 South and know I'm going to go right to the heart of Atlanta. But yeah, we don't have that in Cleveland.
I was thinking Cleveland was 5 hours or less for me.
I guess depending on which way you go, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't drove to Cleveland up here, but I remember last time I went up there. Well, actually, I went from Columbus when I was younger, and that was about 2 to 2 hours, somewhere around there. And we're like 2 hours from Columbus, so I was assuming that might be it. But
yeah, Columbus is probably about 3.5 for me.
I mean, the cool thing would be to do like a week or so of going around to different cities in Ohio, because we could like have beer here in Cincinnati and then go up and like crash in like Columbus or something. You could do a whole beer day there, then go up to Cleveland, do a beer day there, and then come back around to like either Akron or Toledo and stuff they have there. Then you work your way back down. I mean, there's so many breweries that are out there that's kind of crazy. So that'd
Sounds like a plan to me.
sounds like a nice little road trip. Let's see here. Yeah, so Eric Gilbert has said his cellars running low and a good time of year to restock. Craft Beer Pours threw up some more beer glasses saying cheers. And that's what Eric listed some of the beers he actually had there. So you have some clown shoes in there too, which is good.
Yeah.
He says, Bumpy Rose says, I'll drink your Founders if you just can't stomach it, Rod. So, no, it's not the stomach it. It's just more the whole litigation thing behind them. So, like I said, I don't have any, like their beers were fine. Like I like their Dark Penance. I like their breakfast stout more than I like their CBS or KBS personally.
Yeah, their breakfast stout's good.
So, I mean, the beers, I have no problem with the whole atmosphere around them right now. So, and then you said Sierra Nevada Reserve beers, but the name escapes you. You're trying to remember that.
Yeah, it's Olivia, I think is what one of them was. That maybe that's a series. I would have to go look, honestly. I think they're from Sierra Nevada.
And then Earth says, nice Plead the Fifth is on my list. So, yeah, that's a good beer. And I've got one down there that's a bourbon barrel-aged one as well. And a Scotty Karate. And now we got the bourbon barrel-aged Toonzilla here, too.
Yeah, I got that. Oh, that's the other one I got, Toonzilla.
Yeah. And so right now, I'm actually moving over to one out of Columbus, and this is from North High Brewing. It is their Milk Stout. This one's a little bit lower. This is like a baby stout compared to what you guys drink, especially Todd there. It's only 5.3% ABV. So North High is up in Columbus, Ohio. If you get in that area, actually a pretty cool brewery. And the one thing I like about them, although I didn't get a chance to try it last time I was there, they actually have one of the kegs on cask. So you can actually get a cask beer there if you want.
I've had cask beer when I was over in England. That was interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, they're the only ones I've ever seen here in the States. So I know other people have them. I just haven't seen them in any of the breweries, really.
Yeah, I haven't seen many at breweries. Maybe they just Arcadia over in Kalamazoo does.
Yeah. Now there's a brewery with some good beers too, Arcadia. You can't go wrong with a lot of their stuff from Arcadia Ales.
Eric, do you get a lot of clown shoes?
Yeah, I get a lot of the clown shoe stuff. I can get quite a bit of stuff, and usually it's pretty readily available too. One of the places where I go is over here in Lansing on the west side. Yeah, I can usually get clown shoes anytime I want.
Yeah, we get it. We get a shit ton here also. I think they're kind of an underrated brewery, but then you get some that thinks that their beers aren't worth shit. So,
well, Greg's Beer Reviews thinks highly of them.
Yeah, I personally like them myself.
I
but
do.
Rod, what about you? Do you guys get it? You get them there?
We get them here now. I think they do some pretty decent beers. When I went up to Chicago, not this last time before, I was able to get some up there a little more easier. And I like them. I like clown shoes. So
yeah,
I think they're pretty good, solid product out.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, let's see. Burning Beer's in the house. Welcome. He said, cheers, sons. Eric Gilbert said he cracked a Sawdust City Skinny Dippin' Stout. It's always funny the names they come up with some of the craft beers that they try to outthink sometimes, like other breweries out there, some of their names. Sawdust City Skinny Dippin' Stout.
I want to know if Cody's still on, if he's had anything from Beards. I've had their Serendipity Porter, and I don't really like that.
Yeah. Hans said he had the Clown Shoes Pineapple IPA, which was exceptional, but it is a seasonal beer.
I've not had that one.
No, I've had some other pineapple IPAs, though, and I do like that mix of it. I bet theirs is pretty decent. And Earth says sours sell really well no matter how low the ABV. That's true because, for instance, like the reviews I had uploaded more recently, the Lambics, they're sours. And their ABVs aren't high, but they can actually sell for a good period of time as well. So it is a style that can hold. Burning Beer says the explosion of American craft beer makes everyone proud of their regional breweries. What a time to be a beer whore. So
no doubt, being a beer whore is a good thing.
He's in Pacific Northwest in the house. Had to drive through an American city and not find a killer local brew. Oh, hard to drive through an American city and not find a killer local brew. So, yeah, I mean, any of the key city type areas, I mean, unless it's like some weird offbeat type state, you're going to find good craft beer pretty much anywhere nowadays, or at least breweries.
Mm-hmm.
He said Eric Gilbert wanted to restock this time. He had a few Deuce, Rocks Abbey, a bunch of other quads separate to make Christmas ales, OW Flounders Ale. Yeah, so he's looking to get some of the Belgian stuff going and everything. That's a style that if you drink those, I mean, you actually got to put in some research, like online, like how to pronounce some of the names on stuff. I mean, some of the Belgian ales, they're so good, though. And then Burning Beer says, yeah, I'm talking to myself. Craig said, off to bed, take care all night, Craig. And then Burning Beer said, see you. So, yeah, Craig's over there. Definitely about the 3 o'clock hour for him, 3:16.
Yeah, it's got to be 3 in the morning, 3 in the morning over there.
And then Burning Beer said, coming soon for me, November. I need a break, sons. And Craft Beer Zombies in the house. And welcome, Craft Beer Zombie. He's talking about they do good work. And I think going back to some of the other beers we were talking about there. Bumpy Rose says when Clown Shoes first came out and was Gypsy out of Ipswich, Massachusetts, they were better since they've gone through Two Rows and now Boston Brew, and they made many bleak beers, but they're big stuff. So with them, you know, they kind of going under the other breweries. I guess that kind of tempered down how they've been making beers maybe or what they were doing. But Bumpy says there is an effect. He said it's still good, though, but that's definitely been an effect there.
I'm sure you guys have had an Evil Twin Brewing.
Yeah.
Beers. What do you guys think of their gypsy style where they contract brew a bunch of their stuff? At least that's what I've heard that they do.
Well, they were doing it, but now they actually got a brewery in New York, or they're about to open a brewery in New York. They were doing gypsy brewing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, you can definitely do the gypsy brewing, and you know, you got facilities. You're still brewing. You're just brewing other people's premises and stuff. So
you're just contracting
they put out some great stuff.
Yeah.
Contracting their services kind of thing to brew the beer.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know. I'd be kind of interested to see anybody's up in the New York area. Because I don't even think Joe's been down to them yet to see the Evil Twin, see what they think of the brewery, if it is going right now. Get any feedback from that as well. And then Craft Beer Zombie says, yo, yo, yo. But then he doesn't say anything after. I thought he was going to say something. He just say, yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
Believe it or not, actually, comments are caught up. So
I know what I was wanting to bring up. I remember now. He was asking earlier if he had anything you want to talk about tonight. I saw something. Have you guys seen the new beer that New Belgium's coming out with? It's called Oaks Fire. It's a bourbon barrel ale with Knob Creek.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
So it's supposed to come out like in September, I guess. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. That's why I was wondering if anybody out there has seen that one. It's called Oaks Fire Bourbon Barrel Ale, 9% ABV, collaboration with Knob Creek.
And it comes out next September?
No, this September.
Already in October.
I know, but I haven't. That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen it yet. So
you haven't seen it? Okay.
Yeah, if anybody has seen it out there.
I haven't seen it here, Todd.
I just saw their Ranger Atomic Pumpkin, but I haven't picked it up yet. I haven't done much with pumpkin this year. I'm kind of want to pumpkin thing.
So I'm looking at it now. It says nationwide mid-September 2018 in both 12-ounce bottles and on draft while supplies last.
Was it just a regional thing where they tried to test it out and see what kind of response they got?
No, it says nationwide.
Oh, it does say nationwide. Okay, I didn't hear
it. Yeah, 9%.
I haven't seen it here.
Well, Burning Beer was saying November. He's no beer in November, son, so he's taking a break from beer in November. Let me know how that works.
Like no shave.
Well, isn't that no shave?
Is it? Yeah, that's like November. Yeah. Are you taking a break from beer just because you want to take a break from beer, or is it anything big happening with that? Like, why? You just You're trying to get your body back in tune. What's going on with that? Evil Twin killer beers. Yes, they do. In fact, when I was moving the beers around to get the beer tonight, I got the Even More Jesus and even the Cocoa Jesus. And I was like, oh, I got to drink these. So, yeah.
So who is it? His brother is also a Gypsy brewer.
That's McKellar.
Yeah, McKellar, yeah. Couldn't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Foamy Head says I have some now. I think he's talking about Evil Twin. And welcome Elbow. He said he saw Oak Spire here in Florida at Total Wine. Foamy Head said it's pretty good. Evil Twin Molotov IPA. I like Molotov IPA. Have you had the Molotov Heavy though? I have not had it yet, but the Molotov Heavy, I think is 18-point-something% ABV.
Ooh, I've never seen that one.
Yeah, it's a Molotov Heavy, the Molotov, and then a Molotov Light. So 3 different.
I've seen that. I've had those two, but I've never had the Heavy.
Yeah, they're blowing up, son.
Yeah.
They're
one other thing about the cellar beers. I do have a Dogfish Head beer. It's the vanilla oak aged
worldwide
white stout.
Yeah, I've got that in there as well. I got to drink that one too, and that's actually on some of our shelves now, sitting there. So.
And I had it when it first came out, and I was like, "Whoa, holy moly!" I couldn't believe the big alcohol hit I got.
So when you do the review,
have either of you ever cellared the 120 from Dogfish Head?
I've had it in there before, but I didn't really cellar too long before I drank. I like it fresh, and I like it. I guess I could probably drink it cellar, but I think the longest I cellared when I had it in there was probably like a month or two.
Yeah, because I have heard like people that cellar it for years, like 2-3 years, and it's better.
Dogfish Head will tell you to cellar that long too. I mean, how it'll change it. So.
I mean, I haven't kept it that long either. I was just wondering. I want to get one just to try it.
It's like nobody got time for that. I don't know what could happen. Foamy said no. He's talking about the Oak Spire earlier, so that was pretty good there too. See, Craft Beer Zombie says
pretty decent reviews. It sounds like from people.
Yeah, it does. It seems like a lot of people like it there. So he said, Craft Beer Zombie said he made a top 10 beers of 2016 that he would love everyone's opinion on. I got local actor John Swayze, who played the beer delivery guy from the movie Dazed and Confused, to be on camera. Really? Did you put this on the? I don't know. Does Craft Beer Zombie have a channel? Let me take a look. If he does, I'll probably subscribe to it. I'm just still like all over the place catching up on everybody's videos. Take a look here.
Oh, he does. He does.
Yeah. Are you subscribed to it?
No, he's just started out. He has 124 subs.
All right. Well, let's throw some subs up on Craft Beer Zombie. I got you, dog. I'm subscribed now.
I got you too, big dog.
Oh, your numbers just jumped by at least 2. If everybody else wants to throw it in there, hit Craft Beer Zombie up. Let's get him rolling, fellas. Let's get him going.
Let me look him up. I'll subscribe as well.
Yeah, hit those dots next to the Craft Beer Zombie's name so you can get some subs on there. Well, but I see the video right there, so I'll check it out for you as well, Craft Beer. Of course, that was back in 2016 now, though. And let's see here. Birdie Beer says he just needs a break. That's in trying to control the weight. I got you, dog. I understand. I thought about taking a break off as well, and then I thought about it again, and I didn't. So
come on, guys, come on.
What?
Don't take a break.
I got it with my backlog. I got it from backlog. Nobody would know if I was on break or not. I would just keep uploading videos.
Quitters never win, right, Eric? Quitters never win.
Exactly.
I don't really take a break. The reason I do is I start going back to the gym more to kind of offset it that way. So that seems to work so far.
I mean, you can still have beer. You just gotta, know when to have one. That's
the good thing. They still work out. I don't have to get those Frank Thomas pills yet, so I still got to get about Doctorone. That the Frank Thomas commercials and all these old guys in the gym. I'm like, they're like, dude, you're not that old to need that, are you? I mean, damn, son.
Okay, Frank, whatever you say, buddy.
Do what you got to do.
The Big Hurt, that's what they called him. Yeah, you're welcome, Craft Beer. Yeah, anybody, like I said, we'll get you some people out there, and everybody's watching here. We got like 12 people watching, so some of y'all can, check out Craft Beer Zombie and give him a like there. Hit that subscribe button on his channel. And hey, what's happening, John? Welcome, my friend. Cheers. Thanks for swinging by. And then Craft Beer Zombie does have a Dogfish 120. He's had it for over 2 months now, so he is in the process of actually selling it.
Speaking of the Dogfish 120, it's been sitting here on shelves for a long time. I don't know why.
Store's aging it for you.
I mean, and they're putting it on sale, and it's still not going off the shelf. So I don't know if it's just.
How much are they selling it for?
I want to say like $7.99
for a bottle of 120.
Yeah,
you better grab all you can get for that.
You better shoot that, son. That's a deal. That's a real good deal.
Usually it's like $9 or $10 or $11 a bottle.
That's like me getting $1.99.
$10.99 here.
And it just sits there. That's the thing. People don't buy it.
That's like me getting $1.99 rum barrel bourbon stout at 11% ABV.
Stop right now, Rod. That's nowhere close.
$1.99 for a freaking 11% stout. What the hell, man?
Anybody feel better with that nonsense? Come on now.
Oh, that's like me getting a deal like that. Let's see here. Burning Beer said he's 850 pounds. Oh, well, yeah, you're not 850 pounds, son. But I can appreciate you. I mean, you gotta take care of the body, right? So sometimes nothing wrong with taking a break if you need to take a break. If your body is kind of signaling that as well, listen to your body too. Yeah. He mentioned in his opinion that Dogfish is overrated. I think they do some pretty solid stuff. Now, every beer doesn't knock me back by any means with them, but I found enough of their beers to be really decent. I think they do a pretty good job. I've had a couple of their stuff that was like, it's okay, but it's not great. I do like their Sea Quench Ale. That's one I thought was one of the ones I really liked last year when they brought that out. So
I bet they're one of those. If you actually go to their brewery, you probably get some crazy stuff on tap.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. The Mad Tree here that's not canned that we get at the brewery is like, dude, you need to put this in a can. It's like, no, that's gonna be like a brewery type thing. Yeah,
I gotta get there. I want to go to that one so bad.
Yeah, I'm about due to go back out there again at some point here.
I'm just got to make a road trip on a Saturday ride and we'll just go hit some breweries in Cincinnati.
There's so many I haven't been to, and I run into a lot of the guys that I know that run the breweries. Like, hey, how come you haven't been out? And it's like, I just haven't had a chance to get out there yet. I mean, it's just really more or less because of work. I mean, if I'd hit the Mega Millions, things would have been a lot easier for me to get around town.
Yeah, right.
And I wouldn't need to drive the car. I would have had a driver, so Eric's PSA would have kicked in nicely.
Yeah, you and your 1,000 closest friends could go brewery hopping.
Oh man! So and Craft Beer Zombie thanked us for getting into the channel and helping them out there and everything. So you are welcome. Let's see here, and then Cody just subscribed to Craft Beer Zombie as well, and John also reached out. So awesome!
Well, there you got 6 subs right there.
Yeah, thanks for helping out Craft Beer Zombie, getting him rolling a little bit, and we'll get some stuff featured with him too, and make sure you see what he does on the videos. Burning Beer says, yeah, I agree. When you visit a brewery, it's an eye-opener for sure. So, yeah, because there's stuff that you go there. It's like, Todd, like when you go to like 450 North, I'm sure when you walk in there, it's like compared to, the good beers they put out. When you're there, it's like totally different on the stuff you see there that's being offered. And it's like, it blows your mind sometimes. And then Craft Beer Zombie says,
I think you get that with most of them.
Yeah. Well, there's some that take a little bit more, depending on how big they are. It is pretty much what it is with them. Like, but there's like the ones that are kind of becoming your mid to larger type ones. Like here, for instance, if you go to Mad Tree, if you go to Braxton, if you go to Rheingeist, what you end up getting there versus what you see at the store or things like that is just like totally different sometimes.
Probably
Braxton does like series they only do at the brewery, and they got some really good beers they do there.
Yeah, probably more so with the ones that are actually like canning distribution, local or whatnot. You get
Yeah.
more of the outside the box, I guess.
Yeah.
Your ones that don't can probably stick to what they do, and that's what it is, because you're not going to get at the brewery anyway. So
Yeah. And cheers, Bumpy said, cheers, all good night. Thank you, sir. And thanks for hanging out and chatting in and joining in the conversation. Have a good one, brother. And
take it easy, man.
talk about Braxton, like where Jo works, who's got the Party Source channel. They got Braxton Labs in their store, and they just have incredible different stuff they're doing because they're doing their small batch processing. So small batch processing and fermenting allows you to expand into other things a little more easier because you're not making those large batches and stuff. And they do like a new release like every 4 days, it seems. There's like a special release coming out there. And it's crazy, but you have to go to the brewery to actually drink them because they're not getting canned. And so you could almost if I was living next to that place, it'd be almost like normal cheers having to stop there before I went home every day.
what's up, Rod?
Yeah. Who's on the phone? Vera? I'm not here.
Rod's going to be a part of the Mug Club.
Yeah. Welcome, Arizona Timeless. Thanks for coming in and saying hi tonight. Cheers.
Nice.
And and let's see here. Cody Stark said, I'd like to see Old Nations Brewery and Coors Brewery. So that's 2 breweries he'd like to see. And then Craft Beer Zombie mentioned how the owner of Dogfish Head did a TED Talk a while back. And he actually spoke at the this year's beer blogging conference. Sam was actually there to be the keynote speaker as well. Cody says when he went to the restroom at Oracle, they had a window in the hall to see where they brew the beer, and it was neat to see everything. So yeah, a lot of the breweries will have the window panes where you can kind of see back and what's going on there. I mean, depending on when you go during the day, some of them aren't going to be operated. If they're not a big enough operation, they might have a 2-shift. A couple of the breweries here we have 3-shift operations, so you're always seeing people walking around doing stuff at different points. But that's always kind of cool just to see how they actually do that. And I would always say if you can take a tour of some of them, if you like beer, those are usually always worthwhile to get in and check those out as well.
Where were you for the last 20 minutes? Dude, I was watching them make beer. Right in the restroom.
And then let's see here. Craft Beers always says he's at work on a fully animated video about budgeting for craft beer. That sounds pretty cool. Definitely going to check that out. Burning Beard had his one concerning question was asking him if he washed his hands when he was in the bathroom. LOL. It's only for employees, Burning Beard. Only for employees. And then John also said he can't wait to watch the video that Craft Beer Zombie's working on. Burning Beard says, I buy what I like, 0 budget. So there you go. If you can do it, do it. Get what you like for sure. Elbow says he likes Malt Liquor Mondays, brings back memories. So there's another fan of your Malt Liquor Mondays. So thank you there, Elbow.
We're going back and revisiting all the malt liquors that I can get here.
And hello, Marty again. Burning Beard. He zipped his lip on that one. I don't know why he zipped his lip, but Cody says making sure nobody's spitting in my beer, and I did with beer. So about why. Han says, why is craft beer so good? So
why ask why?
Because why ask why? Drink Bud Dry. So
well, some of it is. If you had the Founders DKML, you would think differently.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's kind of why is craft beer so good? It's kind of like it's the care that goes into it. Why would you go to if you go to a McDonald's and you get their hamburger, but then you go to a smaller steakhouse burger place, chances are that smaller steakhouse burger place is going to be better than the McDonald's burger because they put their heart into it, they put their thing into it. They're not trying to make it for the masses. So it kind of works the same way with craft beer as well.
It's an art form.
Yeah. In
a sense.
Hello, Josh. Josh has said, has anyone had other half brewed in New York City? Yes. We have an other half. Actually, our other guy, our 4th member of the quartet, Joe, is actually based out of Buffalo. He'll be back next week, but he actually sent us down some of the other half beers.
Yeah, and Todd's got some right now.
Ooh, Merlin Beer said, what is the worst beer so far you've had in 2018?
Worst beer.
And then while you're thinking of that, Han said all day IPA is wonderful.
It is.
It is. It's a good solid beer. That's a good beer like when you're golfing or something too. You could just drink those all day.
Yeah,
like
that sucks about the Founders thing because that's like my favorite, you know.
Yeah, we're back to
all day IPA. It's like,
yeah.
Why do you have to suck like that?
The Nancy Kerrigan, why?
Yeah, why?
Hey, Cody wants me to review MD 2020.
Would you do it?
Hey, you got to do what the viewers want, man.
It's not like they say in Joe Dirt. It's not about you. It's about the consumer.
I might have to put that out there to see what the people want to see.
You should do it. I bet you would get some people watching that from MD 2020.
I personally want to see that, Eric. So there's two of them for you.
Should I live stream it as the next one?
I would say I would get one and join you, but I'm not going to do that. So,
Eric, you only live stream it if you can do your PSA at the end.
Oh God!
Oh God! If you're drinking this, just lie down in the road.
Get ran over.
Yeah. Nobody's going to pick your ass up. Don't even call nobody.
You don't have a home if you're drinking this. So this
we can do tequila rose. We can go through all that. But I think the worst beer that I had in 18 had to have been, it was by not even close, was the 6-year-old Brooklyn Brewing there. What are the East India IPA or whatever it was?
That was definitely the worst one.
Nothing even touches that one. Nothing does.
There's no doubt that was your worst beer. But if it was fresh, I wonder how good it would have been. No.
That's where the milkshake style IPA come from. 6-year-old beer.
I'm trying to think. I have to look back on my thing when I rated the lowest this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that one up too.
Because, like, I just go through the different mark them as I drink them. I don't really think about them as much. Oh, here's one. Let's see what it is. Well, you consider the beer? It was the Natty Rush Long Island Lightning from the Malt Liquor Show. So that would have been the worst one.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it'd easily be the Four Loko, but do you actually count that one or no?
Yeah, that's the thing. Would you count that in the beer category? I mean, yours would be a malt. Yours would be a malt beverage for sure. Mine would be a malt beverage. And then if I look up more, not your father's root beer, but that was a malt beverage.
I think the second worst beer that I ever had was a Labatt's. And it was their Prohibition series where they bourbon barrel aged a lager.
Ooh.
Oh, God, was that nasty.
Pretty bad.
Oh, I don't even think they make it anymore. Was their Prohibition series? Labatt's a Prohibition series? And my dumbass, when I first got into it, I bought a 6-pack figuring, all right, we'll see how this does. Nope. Mm-mm.
Just didn't work for you.
No. Don't get that beer if you guys see it. Just don't.
All we get is Labatt's Blue here that I've ever seen, really.
Like I said, I don't even think they make it anymore. I don't know if anybody else has even had it.
The lowest one I've had is the same one probably with you, Eric, is a DKML. Was the one I had as the worst.
Yeah, why bourbon barrel aged malt liquor? Really?
Yeah, so DKML was the one I liked the least.
I hope that's just a one and done too.
It's like, what are you doing with this? Here. Just that quick, the comments started piling up again here. Now I'm trying to see where I'm at.
Josh Terry's talking some smack. He says, Rod, WVU is going to get smoked by the Longhorns.
I do not think so. Do not. If they get smoked by Longhorns, I'm not going to do that. If they get smoked by they get smoked by Longhorns, I'll do the 2020 with Eric, but no, I'm not even going to make that wager because it'll be interesting.
So wait a minute, are you actually going to?
No, I'm not going to do that. No. But the Big 12 is so weird, just how the games are played with these teams, and who might get that win and stuff. But it'll be an interesting game. Most of the people have us pegged against Oklahoma really for the title. for the Big 12, but can't really sit back on Texas. And we still have to go through TCU as well. Our November games are Oklahoma State, TCU, Texas, and Oklahoma. So we're going to have some games to battle through.
Yeah, Michigan's got a tough schedule. They got Ohio State, and then they got, Ohio State's the last game, but they got Penn State. They got to see if they can. That's going to be the test, I think.
And you got the Hoosiers. Don't forget the Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers are tough. They're tough. They're tough.
Yeah. You ain't got to worry about that. That's at Michigan this year, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, Josh has said to John that that other half is supposed to be the best brewery in New York City.
How many breweries are there in New York City?
They got a good amount
within that area.
Well, you got them up there, but I like Schmaltz Brewing, and they do a lot of stuff up there in that area. Brooklyn's in Brooklyn in New York.
What's Eric's favorite?
I wish Joe would know
that's
more.
The only beer I've had from New York.
Yeah, you also got Southern Tier. They're New York.
Oh yeah, other than Southern Tier, yeah.
Yeah, Southern Tier, yeah.
But as far as the beers I've had from them,
Gang is in New York.
Yeah, Gang does great beers. Well, I bought another Gang because
are they? I thought they were in Vermont.
No, they're in New York.
They're in Cooperstown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just bought another one. It was another Game of Thrones one. I mean, I don't even watch Game of Thrones, and I'm getting these Game of Thrones games because they look so cool. Are you watching Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Do you watch it, Eric, too? No.
I don't have Netflix or Hulu or anything like that. I'm still on DirecTV.
I mean, I've got time to catch up, right? Because it's not starting the next year, so.
Right.
Can't catch up on any of the other shows I got right now either.
I know. So much shit on TV.
Yeah. Scroll down through here. Cody said the worst beer he has had was a Jim Beam Budweiser, in his opinion. He didn't like the super sweet beers.
Yeah, the Staves one wasn't. I didn't like it either, Cody.
Yeah. And Burning Beer said Lagunitas Pale Ale is underrated. And then Cody was, yes, all of you should live stream it, talking about the 2020, I believe.
It'd be like a malt liquor all over again.
And then Burning Beer was asking Cody how much was the beer that he had.
What is the 2020? Is that a malt beverage or what is that?
No, that's like I don't know, bum juice. It's like a liquor, right? So it's not beer or malt beverage. It's just liquor.
It's a liquor.
A liqueur.
I mean, it's pretty much close as you can get to Sanford and Son Ripple or something. I don't know. And then Marty said his was Labatt's Blue was the worst. But I thought Labatt's Blue was fine. For a macro, I have no problem with Labatt's Blue.
Yeah, I have no problem with it either.
Yeah. But, I mean, somebody's got to be the bottom, so depending on what else you're drinking, right? So, and Craft Beer Zombie said, good night, everyone. Thanks for your support. Thanks, Craft Beer Zombie, for swinging by, and good luck with the channel. We will be checking it out. And then John says, I wish we could get some of the well-known beers out of New York. I've been wanting to try some 6 Point stuff for a while now. Unfortunately, we can't get any of their stuff either. 6 Point actually is another one in New York that has some good beers. In fact, I got their 5 beans down there in the cooler as well. They got to do at some point here. So, yeah, it's just, like I said, it's funny distribution, right? Because Craig was on there earlier. I know Craig gets 6 Point over in the UK, but some people here in the US can't get it. Timeless Tourist says, what part of the country are we from? So I am actually in northern Kentucky, really the Cincinnati region is the easiest way to say it, because you're on the border of Ohio. And then Eric is actually in the Lansing, Michigan area, and the Todd's in the Indiana side, but really the Louisville type area.
Yep.
You guys are considered Louisville Metro, right?
Yeah, it's like they've expanded out. It's like the 16th largest city in the country now.
Yeah.
But it's not really like downtown. It's like, I mean, it's a large area that they've tried to incorporate into the city. Kind of stupid, really, the way they've done it.
Yeah. And then Donna said goodbye to CBZ. And Burning Beer says his worst beer Let me see. My worst beer was my buddy's attempt at an IPA. Dreadful, and I avoided it since. I had a friend that actually brewed a beer one time, and he wanted me to try it, and I couldn't even swallow it because the carbonation was so heavy on it. But he knew it wasn't. He thought he messed up on the formula anyway, and it was like, yeah, it just wasn't good. You know, whatever you're doing, stop. Don't do it again, and you might just want to buy the rest of the time.
That's what I did. I said it's easier to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I always encourage people if they want to actually try that stuff, to do things like that. It's always a good thing. You know, it's fun. It's a hobby. If you like to cook, I think people that like to cook, I think, can easily go into like if they were making their own beer because you're kind of just messing with flavors or you're doing different things with it. So, a lot of people that I know that do brew, they like to cook as well. So,
Yeah.
Bird and Beer says bourbon barrel aged lager? Question mark. LOL. Well, isn't that what Jim Beam and Budweiser is?
More or less, that's exactly what it is.
Oh, let's see here. Hans is asking what kind of stuff I do in the day work. Not to be too detailed, I didn't want to, blah, blah. So I actually work in the financial world. So he says the Mahara Imperial IPA is the best double IPA out here. And is that the Mahara from who does that? Avery? Is Avery doing the Maharas? I'm trying to think who does those.
That sounds right. Avery. That sounds right.
I'm thinking between Avery or Brew Kettle, but
I think it might be Avery. So while you're looking at that, Eric, here's the Mad Dog 2020 definition on Google.
Uh-oh.
It says, some call it bum wine or brown bag vino.
Yes, got it.
The cultured call it fortified wine, that ultra sweet, high octane grape wine with citrus spirits that gets a bum rap because it's high on alcohol and low on price. Averaging $5 a bottle.
How big's the bottle? $7.50?
Doesn't say. Hey, let me see if I can find it.
It might be 500.
It really is like Ripple. A classic of Fred G. Sanford.
Oh God, Mad Dog.
It ranges from 13 to 18% ABV, which I thought it was higher than that. And it comes in 750 milliliters.
Jeez.
It feels like it's higher than that.
It should be higher than that, yeah.
I remember my classmates just on the ground, plunk, done.
Well, you drink that, it's like, I didn't drink enough just till I get numb. I have to get numb. God, could you imagine a game of like 2020 Pong?
2020 Pong. Mad Dog 2020 Pong.
That's a game that'll get you messed up.
Oh, jeez.
Let me see here. Cody Stark says Labatt Max Ice. LOL. So I guess that was the worst beer he's had. I didn't even know Labatt had a Max Ice.
I can get Labatt's Max Ice. Is that considered a malt liquor, though? Or is it considered an ice beer?
I think it was the one he was just saying the worst beer he's had this year.
Oh, okay.
Marty's not letting off of it. He said Labatt's Blue is no good beer. He's not going to let go. He's let go of Labatt's.
Now, I would say Labatt Blue Light is bad. I will say that.
And the Burning Beer said, I'm a porn star. No, I'm not a porn star, you know, but.
None of us are porn stars.
None of us had the Boom Chicka Wow Wow playing, so. Says, so hazy and juicy, but high in 10%, talking about the Mahara. And then Burning Bear said, it's too sweet, Hans. Keep looking, son. Hans is like, true, but that beer is good. There are probably better ones, no doubt. Cody says, 2020 is whatever you make it, LMAO. Eric watches runs of Barry Sanders over and over with shorts at his ankles. LOL.
Yes, I do. I'm exactly right.
Cody, what is the most we have spent on a beer? On a beer to actually purchase, or like a beer at a restaurant?
Yeah, well, I got a 4-pack of that vanilla worldwide stout. I got a 4-pack of it, and I paid $29.99 for the 4-pack.
Yeah.
That's about the most I've spent on any beer.
See, I usually buy stuff individually, so I'm trying to think. Because even the Bourbon County Stout was only like $9.99, so that wasn't too much.
Yeah, it's over here. It's really, I mean, hard to get Bourbon County over here. I mean, that's another one that when
the base version is hard.
Huh?
The base version, the basic November.
Yeah, even the base version.
Wow.
It's just gone like that.
I think Worldwide Stout was like $11.99 for like the 12-ounce bottle or whatever.
Yeah, well, if it's a big beer like that, I'll try to get a 4-pack of it because usually you get a much better deal on a 4-pack.
Yeah, I know I bought one from Dogfish Head. It was like a 25-ounce bottle. I think that was $15.
Now I seen, speaking of Dogfish Head, I seen 90-minute IPA, and then I seen an Imperial 90-minute IPA. Is that a different beer?
I've never seen the Imperial 90. I would just think that would be the 120. I never saw like an Imperial.
I seen it. It's right over here. I seen it. I don't know if they just changed the 6-pack holder or what, but it says 90-minute Imperial IPA.
Well, the 90 is already an Imperial IPA though.
Maybe they just changed it to
say
that could be. I didn't go up and look at
that on there.
Yeah, that's what they were probably doing there. Because I think the 120, that's an Imperial as well. I was going to say it might have been a strong, but that's also an Imperial, but it's higher ABV.
Well, I didn't personally buy it, but Shannon bought it for me for Father's Day or birthday. Was the Destruce Brewers Black Damnation 1 Blackberry Albert. It was like $45 for a great big bottle.
Like a 22? Was it bigger than that?
No, it was like it was bigger than that. I'm not sure what the actual ounces was on it. It was freaking good. I don't know if it was $45 good, but it was good.
I did buy like the Not the Stoic before, and I think that one might have been around 20 for that bottle.
Yeah, I think it was for me too. Not the Stoic and Not the Stoic was about $20, which I really couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, is it the same beer and just a different label?
Right. Well, we went Sunday. I took the wife to Ruth's Chris for her birthday dinner. And I don't know if you guys have been to Ruth's Chris or not before. It's like a steakhouse. And their beers were limited, but it was like, I forgot what I got a can of the Rheingeist ones here locally. It was like $12 for a can. I'm just like, is this a different Rheingeist that's in the store?
Yeah, really.
But it's just jacked up because you're at a steakhouse or whatever.
That's probably jacked up.
Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely you're just raising up because you're here, you're going to spend this amount for this and that. So
if they're figuring you're buying a $50-$60 steak, what's a $12 beer?
Yeah. Yeah, you do figure that, yeah.
That's what it boils down to. They're just gouging you.
Oh, they do. I mean, the food was good though, but it was definitely like you're gonna pay a little bit there, but it is what it is. You can't take it with you. Right. And she enjoyed it, so it was a good time. But
do you guys have any like Brazilian steakhouses in Cincinnati?
Oh yeah, actually, when Ewart, I don't know if you ever met Ewart before. Like he's chimed in on stuff, and he's on like some of the other streams. But he came here. We were trying to get together one night, but I couldn't make it. But I told him where to go to, and he went to the Brazilian steakhouse. He had the meat sweats. He's like within 15, 20 minutes, he said. It was just around. And I told him, I said, don't get the early meats, because the way they do it is they'll give you, like, for dinner service, they'll have 20 different cuts. But they'll try to come out cheaper onto the bigger ones. So you got to, like, wave off, like, the first few times when they come through, because you're sitting there eating, like, some ground chuck or whatever it may be. By the time they come along with the filet mignon, you're, like, already full. So
yeah, I'm done. Tapping out.
Yeah.
Well, we got one here in Louisville. It opened up about a year ago, and I've never been. We're talking about going, but from what it looks like, you pay like $45 and you can eat all you want for until you tap out and tell them you don't want no more. Is that the way it is there?
Yeah, so it's like $40. It was $50. I think they just brought it down to $40 because they're trying to get more people in. And you get all the meats, and they usually have this fantastic like salad bar area and pasta bar and stuff that's also in there included. Go up and get stuff if you want, and then they just keep coming around and coming around. They pretty much have the skewer, and they cut the meat off the skewer. You just flip a card to tell them when to stop, or if you want to pass on certain things. But like you pay extra like for your drinks or stuff too, so that's not included there. But the food is usually pretty good quality and stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds pretty good.
But then we went up there last time we went to the pasta bar. It's got like this. They had like this some type of fettuccine sauce lasagna type thing, which is delicious. And you're like, well, I don't want to eat all of this because then I'm going to miss all the meat, you know?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
But you're like, but this is pretty damn good too, right here, you know? You're like, don't eat the bread, don't eat the bread, it'll fill you up. So, like, I know some people here, like, they'll go like if they're going to dinner that night, they won't eat during the day just so they can try to get a good amount when they go there, but they end up actually hurting themselves because it becomes almost like counterproductive because your body's going to shut down a little bit quicker when you starve yourself. So,
yes. Shannon was talking about that. It was some lady she works with was talking about going there. She was coming home telling me about it, and I was like, "Did she get the meat sweats?" And she started laughing. She was like, "How do you know about that?" I was like, "Everybody knows about the meat sweats because I didn't even know that was a real thing." I was like, I couldn't believe you actually said the same thing that she did. She's like, you get the meat sweats if you eat too much, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
They did you. Yeah, let's see. Burning Beer said the most he spent was $24 on a beer. And Cody asked Burning Beer for a single or a 6-pack, and he said a single. So he says, Cody said I think the most he spent was 10 for a single. Can't remember specifically when it was. But if you get like your Dogfish 90, you're usually around 90, 120. If you get the Worldwide Stout, you're around that level as well. Some of the other bourbon type stuff, you're around that level. So,
and then if you go into the bombers, you're usually more than that for the most part.
Yeah, depending, yeah. And then like Burning Beer says MOAS, Mother of All Storms, Pelican Brewery was the beer, and Abyss Deschutes Tequila Barrel. Deschutes makes really good beers too. I don't get enough of them like I should. Cody says 2020 hands, modified version of Edward, 40 hands. Tape 2 2020s to Eric's hands so he has to finish. Oh man, you better not be working the next day.
Exactly. You'd be passed out.
Hans says the most he spent was $55 on a 4-pack of Heady Topper. It was worth it. That beer is delicious. So I can imagine Heady Topper being up there just because of all the hype around it and stuff too. And I say hype just because it has that well-known name about it out in the industry, just like you did with some of the other beers, you know, Treehouse, Julius, and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm sure they're kind of capitalizing off of that too.
I've had it a couple of times. It's been a couple of years, so I'm wondering how that actually holds up to some of these newer, you know, hazy IPAs or New England style IPAs. I'm wondering how that actually holds up now.
Yeah, I wonder how Pliny holds. I never had Pliny either. That's another one, but I wonder how that holds up now.
Yeah, that's another one. I haven't had that one for a while either.
And then some people that have had it told me like Pliny the Younger is better than Pliny the Older now. So
yeah.
Let's see here. And then he said it's hard for him to actually. It's hard for Cody to actually get Rogue Hop Gazer a flavorful 5 here. So I haven't even heard of them before.
Yeah, they're out of Detroit.
Okay. Yeah, you can get it in Lansing, he said. So and he says he can get it when he goes to school at a store near him, but not so much the city he lives in. And Hans asked if we were talking about Heady Topper, and that's what we were talking about there. Elbow has a 90-minute IPA. It says Imperial on the label. Good 9% beer. Yeah, so that and the 120 are both labeled as the Imperial.
Yeah. They must have just changed the packaging.
Yeah. Burning Beer says it's not 2012. LOL. All these old names are thrown out there. And And Eric Gilbert says, you got to step in that steakhouse with the growl on. And I had in the I had a guy fried calamari, which was like the bomb there too. It was really good. Was it? I think it was like 16 for the appetizer. Good. Yeah, it was pretty decent. But I've had other appetizers of calamari that were like that wasn't as much. But again, it was for the timing. Bernie Beer says, but Hans Hetty is a choice. Eric Elias, my fat ass can eat some steak. Gilbert says I would be in a meat coma for weeks. Oh yeah, the steak I actually got, it was like a 16-ounce ribeye. So they actually had a 40-ounce one there. But I was not getting that. Plus, it was a 40 ounce. Usually, it was like 40 ounce for two they had on there, but it was like 110 or whatever, I think. So
what's the 16-ounce ribeye there at Ruth Chris?
Well, if you get like they had a 3-course meal that you could do from one of the things I got. So it was like you got like a wedge salad you could do, or like soup, or whatever. I did the wedge salad, and then you got the 16-ounce ribeye, and you got the side that came with it, which I chose the garlic mashed potatoes. And they gave you like a tart dessert. It was like $67, I think, for all that. And then she got like a steak with lobster tail and some stuff there too. So, and then we had drinks. We had drinks and stuff. Like your lowest like wine glass was like around $12, $15 a glass or something. So it mounts up rather quickly.
Yeah, so you're a couple $100 easy for two people for the most part.
Oh yeah, by the time I left, plus you got to put tip on. So the time we got done, it was probably. I think it was between 2 to 3, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you can't take it with you. It's good to get out and do stuff like that and enjoy life. So,
at that point, if you're $10 to $15 worth of wine, how much was the bottle?
They had some of the bottles on there were like
$50-$60 easy, probably.
Depending on what you're looking at, yeah.
Yeah.
And Ruth, like I said, Ruth Chris is one of those kind of places too. Like, if you're like in this. A lot of business people go there for like, vice presidents or presidents of companies for their business meetings and stuff like that stuff too. And it's usually like something like that, or you have like people that are out like, on a date or something, birthday celebration. Like we had our area where we were at. It was her birthday, and they set up the table, all birthday type stuff. And then behind her was another table. Our family came in, they had their birthday celebration, and then they had their stuff going on some other spots. But it was kind of like one of those places, they tell you it's like business casual, which was another thing that's the only thing that kind of bothered me a little bit. Like I said, business casual. So, I went out there, I ironed your shirt and pants, all that kind of stuff, ready to go. Then I get there, and there's like some people were sitting there with like the t-shirts and stuff. Like, seriously? Like you put business casual within, people aren't all business casual.
I always thought the same thing. I always thought that you had to wear, in the worst case scenario, like a golf shirt, polo shirt.
Yeah. I didn't
think they'd even let you in with a t-shirt on.
Yeah, some people had a couple people had jeans on, and a couple had sneakers, and it's like that's not really business. But like when I came in, like my wife was like, "Well, I think that's why like the guy told you how nice you looked and stuff when you came in because he probably appreciated you taking the effort." It's like when you go to church nowadays. Yeah. Like when I went to church, you went with a tie, a jacket, a suit, whatever you had. People were dressed nicely. Nowadays, you got people in there with Daisy Dukes on. I mean, it's just like
shorts, flip flops, whatever.
Yeah.
And we've got a Ruth Chris here, and then a Jeff Ruby's also, which is kind of the same thing. You have a Jeff Ruby's there too, right?
Yeah, so we have Ruby's, and Ruby actually has Jeff Ruby's. He has another place called Carlos and Johnny's, a place called it used to be a place called the Waterfront, and now he floated away one night. And he sold that, and then the Precinct. He has the one at the casino as well, which is down closer to you than me, actually. And he has another place too, I think. So he has a few places here.
Yeah, I've not been to any of those just because I like steak, but I don't know if I like steak $60 worth of steak.
I would say the prices at Ruby's were better off than the prices at Ruth Chris. I think the prices I would say they're maybe a little bit down a notch on what they actually cost you there. So
okay,
I think it's a little bit. I mean, kind of split hairs, whatever. Like is, you might pay $250 at one and $175 at another. So,
of course, the Jeff Ruby's here is the one that refused to sell to O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, when he came down there for that time, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Kicked him out of his restaurant.
I mean, the big thing is if you're going to actually drink when you go out to eat, that's where they get you at, like when a lot of the liquor type stuff. I mean, the prices are high on the food, but they expect people to act they're going to sit and drink alcohol. They really get you there.
Well, like I said, they think you're going to pay $40, $50 for steak. What's $10 or $12 for a beer?
Right. You're like, I'm all in at this point.
You're there to have a good time, and you're going to spend the money, so they don't care. They're going to gouge you one way or the other.
Yeah. Let's see here. Comments. Burning Beer said Pliny is on tap frequently at his local $8 a pint. Usually passed, but it's also a choice. Younger is also a choice at $8 for a 10-ounce. And Hans asked Vernon which one he thought was better. And Vernon says Younger, but it's all hype. My locals, in my opinion, are better. So, it's got that hype around it out there being the Pliny for so long. People have heard that name.
Yeah, I think that's one of those too. It's kind of fallen off, from the new age, new style beers that's come out. It's kind of taking a seat back, I think. And I have had Pliny the Younger, and it was fantastic, but it's been also 5-6 years ago too. So
yeah. And Cody said his birthday celebration was M43 and solid gold beers. LOL. So, which M43? We're a fan of M43 on here for
sure. M43 is a good one.
And Burning Beer, what his locals were. Cody said when he was 15, he wore jeans with holes to the church one time. Needless to say, my dad whooped my ass. Burning Beer, that's where Hans was. Eric Gilbert said, I would show up in PJ bottoms, an extra small t-shirt at the steakhouse. Hans says he's in Miami where the craft availability is bad. LOL. Yeah, but Miami's got that.
I was going to say, yeah, you got other things that take place.
We went to Miami on vacation one year, and we were watching before we went down and talked about how Miami South Beach was the second sexiest beach in the world behind Rio. And so we got down there, we went out to the beach and everything, and it pretty much, it's like almost like a photo shoot, like every day on the beach. The funniest thing is you see the darkest sunglasses ever worn by every guy, especially if they're with their woman. So they can't see their eyes looking everywhere. Like, you've got guys wearing the darkest ones.
Got the Stevie Wonder glasses on.
Right.
Don't they have some beaches down there are nude beaches, aren't they?
Well, South Beach is topless that part, and then they do have some of the new beaches around there as well. But I've always heard the new beaches around Florida are not ones you really want to go to. Like the people you see aren't the ones you want to see most of the time. So
it's like the old retired people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. Bird and Beer said, "Hey OJ, if the glove don't fit, no steak for you." Hans Gomez says, "I will tell you one thing: Cigar City Brewery Highlight IPAs are great, but if you drink it enough, it gets boring." And that's one beer I still haven't had is Highlight because you don't really get this distribution now. Where Eric's at in Michigan, you're getting Cigar City now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they skipped over the other middle states and went to Michigan for the reason for distribution. So now you have that there.
Yeah,
sounds like one you should put in a box for you next time.
Yeah. And hello, Beardy. Beardy's in the house. Beardy Beer Reviews. Hello, Beardy. Hello. And you check out Beardy Beer Reviews. Although he's getting caught up on some of his videos, I believe that he's uploading too. Hans says the women are hot, but they are stuck up, and everybody wears sunglasses. And Hans says the new beaches here are old people and Canadians.
What are you saying, eh?
And then Cody gets Cigar City. Also, I think Cody's in Michigan as well too. So
yeah, he's up by the Tri-Cities, up by Saginaw. Yeah.
But yeah, so he's getting them as well. So I would like to get their beers at some point.
It's funny how distribution just skips us all together, Rod, and just goes straight north.
And I'm surprised they're here because there's so many beers here in Michigan that they can and bottle and all that. I'm surprised they came here to try to. Some of their beers are good, I guess, but to come to Michigan, I mean, there's a lot here that are really good breweries and small breweries all around the area.
Well, you don't.
I think you get that anywhere that now though.
You don't get Yingling still, right, Eric? That is not good.
I don't think they'll come here, Ron. I don't think.
Yeah.
You get Cigar City, but you can't get Yingling.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we just got him in Kentucky in this last year, and you just got him over there too.
Well, we did. Yeah, we did too. So I mean.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like they're like the oldest brewery, and they're still like I mean, but it's based on their distribution models, I'm sure, and what they see is a possibility. So
I think they entertain the idea of coming here, but
yeah,
something didn't add up right.
Yeah, at this point, you think Yingling would be one of those that you can get pretty much anywhere, like every state. Now that they started, distribution in a more vast areas, you would think it'd be pretty much everywhere now.
I thought their Golden Pilsner was.
I didn't try the Golden Pilsner, but you didn't like it.
Mm-mm.
No. I still like. I once in a while still drink their Black and Tan, and I mean on a warm day, if you're doing something like that, if you're like golfing like that, the Yingling isn't bad to have as a lager. So
I haven't had the Yingling Light. I have that one. I haven't had yet.
Yeah. And then let's see here. Hans says, "Do Rod works tomorrow?" Yes, I do work tomorrow. So, but I'm actually working from the house, so that'll be good. So, unlike
What
last
you're saying, from the house, or do you got to go in?
Yeah. So, so I had to go in today, and this is one reason I hate like going out to go into the office, because every time I go in, it like always seems like something always happens. But I had to go in, left the house here at 7:10 to drive to downtown Cincinnati, which for me is usually about 20 minutes or whatever. And going down there, got down to where we were going, traffic just started getting backed up. I'm like, this ain't right. Something's wrong here. Why is traffic so backed up? It's not usually like this. Get down there and find out it was like this big wreck. And someone knocked the person, looked like into the fire hydrant like that. The water was shooting everywhere. It was like, are you kidding me? Had to turn around and try to take a shortcut somewhere else, right, to come back. So I go down we turn around and we go down another street, and then that street's not going anywhere. Well, by now I got cars behind me, so now I'm stuck there. So then I got to navigate back the way I came, then jump back across town, jump back on the highway. Needless to say, a 20-minute drive turned into an hour-and-a-half drive to get to work. It's like, why do I leave the house? So tomorrow I will definitely be here, and I will enjoy being at the house and not having to be out there. And then I had my wife when I'm yelling at people. She's like, "Why are you yelling at all these people? Because they don't know how to drive. They don't know how to drive. Your car." I hate the people that just lag in the slow left. They're in the left lane. They're lagging, going slow. Like, move the car. Get out of the lane. You see people are backed up on you. Why do you keep driving like that?
Be like Samuel L. Jackson. Move that motherfucking car.
Don't be that guy backing up the traffic. So yeah. Cody asked if the Kroger's in your area have to make your own 6-pack. And they do here. You do. You got Kroger in your area, Eric?
Yeah.
I always know you go to Meijer a lot, so I didn't know you had Kroger there too.
Yeah.
Kroger doesn't do that.
They don't have to make your own 6-pack yet?
They don't even have very many craft beers. It's mostly macro stuff.
You gotta tell them to get on that, son.
I know.
You guys got Sunday liquor sales only a few months ago, so
yeah, we're kind of in the caveman times.
Yeah, the good thing about Kroger, I always tell you, like, if you got a Kroger to make your own 6-pack, they're always worth checking out, because Kroger will get, like, here we get a good craft beer selection now, but people will miss stock at Kroger. They'll put beers that should be like $14 a 6-pack. They'll mess up and they'll put them into to make your own 6-pack shelves a lot of times. So you can actually, so it's always worth checking out to make your own 6-pack at Kroger, because they're really bad at it. In fact, even their liquor store, one of the guys I work out with went in there one time and they had Pappies that marked at $40 a bottle.
Oh shit.
Pappies. And they
What was it originally at?
Like probably about 80 or 90. And so he went to the register and he said he asked him and he rang it up. Said, "Yes, $40. What we have it at?" He said he called his buddy. His buddy's like, "Buy them all. We'll split them." So
yeah, you can sell that on the market for double your
people
price.
sold on the market for like 120, 140.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
all day long.
That's funny.
and Cody says he wished we did that. You guys did get Yinglings because again, he is there with you as well. Burning Beer says, "Can we see you? My chat froze. Damn. Yes. Okay, we see you now. We see you, doll. You're all right. You're good." Oh, so your Meyer has alcohol there? Has beer?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check to see if ours does. I haven't been to our Meyer in like years.
Actually, yeah, our Meyer has better beer selection than Kroger does.
So at your Meyer, do they still have you bag your groceries, or they bag them now?
They bag still.
Oh, they bag them there. At our Meyer in Florence, usually the customers bag them.
Well, at the self scan that you bag them, but if you go through the line, the people will bag them.
The people bag them at
Our Meyer here have like 2 aisles where you can actually have a cashier, and the rest of them are self-bag, quick checkout thing. Like, we'll do the job for you. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but it used to be, and I thought that's how they kept their call because they used to have people bag stuff themselves.
Mm. Yeah, I used to work at a Meyer back before in my high school days.
Yeah?
Bagging groceries and going to get carts.
You're a stock boy?
No, I bag groceries.
Oh, nice.
8 hours a day bagging groceries.
I used to do that in high school also.
I never worked at the grocery store. I worked at like the fast food places, but
yeah, it wasn't too bad for the wage you got. I mean, I got like, goodness, what was minimum wage back then? In the mid 90s.
Mid 90s, you're probably like around 5 something maybe.
Yeah, it's probably what I got, $5-6 an hour, something like that.
Yeah, like $5.25 or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Cody says the Myers by him only has the 4-packs, but they renovated recently, so that may change.
Yeah, if they're going to renovate if they're renovating, they'll probably have a better beer selection for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, our Meyer quit doing the 6-pack. Pick your own 6-pack because people were like stealing beers out of actual 6-packs.
That could happen too. Yeah.
Putting them in, and mixing them up when they shouldn't be. So they stopped doing it all together. Now you just buy. Now they'll have a couple singles that you can buy, or it's just a 6-pack of what it is.
Yeah. Well, you just think about it. People having the 6-packs out there. Somebody grabbed one of the containers and kind of just started moseying through the aisle. Would they catch that at something? I mean, I know they have cameras and stuff, but I
mean, at this day and age, if you have a big craft beer store like one here where I go to, you can buy 6-packs. But they kind of discourage you from getting a bottle out. I'm like, well, if I may only want to try one, I may want to try it and see if I may want a 6-pack. I don't want to buy a 6-pack and be like, man, this really isn't as good as what I thought. And then you're stuck with 5 other ones.
Yeah. Well, that's the good thing with the policy of like Trader Joe's. Like any of their beers, you can buy them individually out of the 6-pack. Like you can you see a 6-pack of Great Lakes Elliott Ness. You can just pull one off that 6-pack and put it in your cart. They'll ring it up individually, and then they'll come over and take those other 5, and they'll put them on the individual stuff. People will buy them there.
Yeah, that's why my local bottle shop does here. You can buy anything except for like the 6-packs that come already pre-boxed,
right?
Like in a complete box. You can't separate those. Anything else is fair game. Cans, bottles, whatever. You can just take one, and they'll do the same thing. They'll just put it in their shelf of singles or whatnot.
And a good thing with Trader Joe's, what they do, because some stores they do an uptick if you do that upcharge. Trader Joe's just takes whatever it was. If it was a 6-pack and it was $10, you just pay 1/6 of that price when you check it out. They don't uptick it. And Jungle Jim's is pretty much that way on a lot of their craft beers. If it's a lower thing, like it's like $8.99 for a 6-pack or something, then they might upcharge it a little bit. But if it's like a regular $10.99 6-pack for a craft beer, they just do like 1/6 of it. So that makes it nice. Cody said people forget they have a gas pedal, which is kind of funny because I'm like, when they do hold up the line, I'm like, the gas is on the left. And people holding up in traffic and people that don't use blinkers are probably my two pet peeves when people driving. Like, seriously? People that like get behind someone, they just want to make a turn. No blinker or anything.
I hate that.
Like, it's not just for decoration, people.
I've done it, so I can't complain.
That's why I see you there sitting quiet.
I hate the no blinker, and I hate when you let somebody merge in front of you and they don't give you the wave, like, you know,
wave?
appreciative wave. You're like, yeah, thank you. I'm like, fuck you. I ain't letting you in no more ever again.
Like a little bit of etiquette, people. A little bit of etiquette. That's
exactly.
all.
Exactly. Like, it's not that hard. Just wave.
And then Cody said he didn't realize that we had those the Michigan thing. Actually, Kroger is based out of Cincinnati, so that's where we're located, Kroger Company. So yeah, we're right here at their headquarters. Hey, welcome, Mamie Mouse. Good day, my friend. Good day.
Nice.
And by good down, are you in Australia or were you just saying good day?
Well, how far is Australia off us? About 13 hours?
Something like that, yeah.
So it's what?
But that would be like 1:21 tomorrow.
Yeah, but I was going to say got to be around 1 to 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah. And Eric Gilbert says they should pay me to use the self-scan.
I hate using self-scan.
And Cody says Ermeyer has a cashier bag and Kroger has a separate bagger. Yeah, Kroger has a separate bagger there.
Yeah, Kroger does, yeah. They do.
And then Hans listed out some of his recommendations. I think the beers he liked. Yeah, 1 Sunshine City IPA, 2 Mahara IPA, 3 Hop On IPA, 4 Holy Roller IPA, 5 MIA Pale Ale, 6 60-minute IPA. So I think those are 6 ones he likes. He likes a lot of IPA. He's an IPA man. And Burning Beer said, Hans, I recommend you find a tap house. Most have a 30-plus rotated beers. And actually down in Florida, well, actually, it wasn't in Miami. It was Palm Beach Gardens. They have a yard house, which we have one here in Cincinnati, too. There's like 150 beers on tap. And that's pretty cool.
Now, do you try the new stuff that you haven't had, or do you usually get one that you're like, maybe I'll get like a Bell's Two Hearted, or something that that's going to be good? Or
I always buy stuff I haven't had before for the most part, and unless it's something where I have no choice, then I go for my favorite. So, like we went to Ruth Chris, I had all the beers on their beer list because their beer list wasn't that big, so I just got a couple of the ones I like. But I always look for the ones that are out that I'm trying to see that I haven't had. So it's funny, it's funny because I look at a beer list and when we go out or something, and then like the waitress will come over and she'll like, is there a certain beer like I already know what I like. I don't really need any help right now.
Hey, you don't know who I am, man. You do not know who I am.
It's like, no,
I
I don't say cat. I just say, I know what I like. I usually say, I usually review beer or something. I'm just trying to find ones I don't like. And my wife was like, here we go.
I'm going to say that next time. Do you not know who I am?
Yeah.
Do you not recognize me?
I'm like, in fact, I'm going to need you to back up right now. You're in my space. But yeah, I always try to find beers I haven't had. And then, because that's the fun of going to these places, experimenting with different things. And I usually go for the styles. Like, I'm a fan of style. Like, if I go to a place and usually it might be like a stout or IPA or, some of the Belgian ales. I'm more comfortable going with that than going out on a lurch. Maybe, even though I like sours, if I don't know that brewery, I might not try their sours until I want to do something like review more of their beers or something sometimes. But, but yeah, what about you? Do you usually?
I may start out with like a Bell's or a Founders or something like that, and I'll look at the tap list and be like, I think I'm going to try that one. Like when I was in Mississippi there, the first beer I had was I think a Two Hearted because they had it there. And then that one was from Biloxi, I think is what it was, that one that I had there that I did the live review on. I mean, that was pretty good beer. I mean, they have tap houses down there, but you can't drink at the tap house. It's only it must be the way the laws are written down.
Yeah,
that way.
different states have different things in play, right?
Yeah. And you're in the Bible Belt down there too, so.
Bible Belt. They got their own issues. I'm on my nightcap drink now.
Uh-oh. I'm thinking about getting one more myself here and calling her good. So
just have a little bit of the cast.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab one more.
A little sipping whiskey, as we say. Cody said craft beer could be too expensive to buy a 6-pack, and Elliot Ness is awesome, by the way. Yeah, Elliot Ness is good. It can be. So it's a matter of knowing where to go to get different things. Someone asked me in one of the videos where I get my beers at usually, and I have 5 or 6 different stores in the rotation of what I do. And so one store is like really good for like imports. One store is, if I went to load up on stuff where I took Todd to, Depths where we went to, like if I want to get a bunch of beer at a decent price or deal price, I'll go there because they sell stuff at wholesale. Another place is good for buying individual bottles. It's a matter of setting up things so you know which ones you want to go to and how you can best work it out for how you're looking. But a lot of the places all have different deals and stuff too. So you always can check stuff out. And, it's funny because people don't know some of the beers they actually have. So they put stuff out there in deals and it's like, dude, this should not be in this over here in deal. This should not be here. Then you just start cleaning up on stuff. And it's like zombie dust, like one of the places we went to go to, like some place they limit you. One of the stores I went to, Party Source, they had so much zombie dust. They're like, hey, zombie dust, $2.99 a bottle. Take as much as you want, type thing. And they were all like fresh dates. So, having different stores helps the selection of when you want to get beer too. And like Jungle Gyms, like you mentioned, Todd, you get great deals out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's the same here. You kind of get the same thing. Got to have a mix of 4 or 5 in the rotation.
Yeah. Oh, he's one of the Miller High Life champagne of beer.
Champagne of beers.
That's my nightcap, gentlemen.
Nightcap.
Celebration, bitches. Celebration. Hans Gomez continued with his list. Number 7 in Miami. Non-excitant LOL. But then he came back with 7 Puff DIPA, which is actually a good one from 6 Point. And Cody says, well, too expensive without trying first. Yeah. So, and I think that's like what Eric was also hitting on a little bit too. Do you want to buy a 6 or something? You might not like them all. You spend that money out for craft beer. So definitely worth it too. Then Burning Beer, he says, if you look at the price, find you holly haha. So now, I mean, it's definitely a conscientious to be of some of the stuff you're looking at price, because guess what? Not every craft brewery is a good brewery. So some do have okay beers or not great beers, and you might not enjoy it, but you don't want to pay $10.99 for a 6-pack and you're not going to enjoy it. So you can definitely see that there. Cody says, I noticed some people with fast lane party store stickers here in Saginaw are the slowest drivers.
Here too, Cody. Here too, man.
You know what I've noticed on some of the cars I see, slow drivers right here, they have a bumper sticker that says, and it has Heart Library. Like, I love the library. Like, those have been some slow people as well. Like, whenever I see them on the car, they're not pushing in. And if you drive a Prius, not that there's anything wrong with driving a Prius, but why the hell are you in the left lane anyway? Because you're not going anywhere. Right. I had to ride on I was trying to get there to work this morning. When the Prius pulled out on the highway in the left lane, like, what are you doing? Like, this is not your space. Literally, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Just causing trouble for everybody else.
Yeah. So then you got back over. You got all the way over to the right lane. Like, yeah, you need to stay over there. You don't need to be coming over with the big boys. Thanks, Cody. Says enjoying the stream, guys, and gave us a thumbs up there. And Birdie said LOL buzz. Hans Gomez still on his list. Number 8 was All Day IPA. Number 9 was Hop Slam Ale, and number 10 was Resin Double IPA. Resin I haven't had a resin in a while, but that's another 6.1 too. Burning Beer says, damn, Hans, did you write that list down? LOL. Cody says Tap House.
Flame is a good one.
Yeah. And Cody said Tap Houses are awesome. Burning Beer said, Eric, you always try a new beer. And then he had like a pickle there. No, a cucumber. Otherwise, I'd still be drinking Bush.
You've got Bush.
Yeah. Nope. But he says he didn't write it down pretty much, but they are his favorites of all time. And then Burning Beard had a F the Bible belt. Jesus loved wine. So yeah, I mean, Jesus got the party started, turning water to wine. So he's like, bam, there you go, fellas. Let's rock it out. Get them cups runneth over. And then Cody says, Bush is a bit watery for me. Coors Banquet is where it's at, man. So
Coors Banquet's
the last time I had a Bush beer. I haven't had a Bush beer in so long. I can't even think of the last time I had a Bush beer.
God, neither can I. I think neither can I. A Bush or a Bush Light.
Yeah. I don't think I had an MGD since I left college. I used to drink that in college.
I can't find MGD here.
Yeah, we still get MGD here. We get Red Dog here. I haven't had that since college.
Yeah, I can get Red Dog here.
I haven't seen Red Dog in 20 years.
Oh, we got it, son.
Hey, we've got it here, Todd.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we probably do too. I just don't look for it, I guess, is probably the problem.
You gotta buy like a 12-pack, but the 12-pack is less than like a 6-pack of like butter. So it's like 12-pack $5.99.
Yep.
I used to drink the shit out of Red Dog in Ice House back in the day.
I still enjoy Ice House.
Yeah. Han says Bush is good. Cody says Bush Ice is a good one, and I like MGD. I used to like some of the ice beers back then, so it was a different process in their fermentation, so they can keep the ABV in it. But I used to drink like Bud Ice back in the day.
I still like a Bud Ice every now and again too.
I never really understood why they needed Bud Dry, but
that's a beer I never did try.
I had that back in the day too, back in the 90s. Cody says to Eric Lyons fan, I get MGD here, bottles in a 12 or 20 pack. So wherever he's at, not far from you, he's getting it there in Michigan.
It's not here, brother. It's not here.
It's funny to make you buy a 12 or 20. Like, you got to go in all if you're going to get this.
Yeah, that's right. All or nothing.
Yeah. I'd rather get a 24-ounce can and then try it, and then if I don't like it, I can just dump it for
Eric,
$2.
have you actually looked for it, or you just don't get it?
I just don't get it. I tried MGD to try to think of, well, that was back when it was priced at like a High Life at about $7.99. I tried it once. I'm like, nope, and never bought it again.
Yeah. Cody says he still enjoys Bud Ice. Never tried dry beers. He's only 22.
Yeah, Bud Dry I never did. I didn't get the opportunity to try. I mean, it would be maybe for nostalgic purposes to bring it back, maybe in a limited run, but I don't know if it would sell.
Yeah.
Being it's like, what, 20 years now?
Yeah. It was kind of funny thinking like Cody's like 22, right? So
what's that, like Gen Z or something?
Yeah, I guess it's the one after millennial, maybe. I don't know. Is it Cody? Are you millennial or is it the generation after? But it's funny because you're just thinking like at 22, all the beers he has at his disposal compared to when we were 22.
Oh, sheesh.
I mean,
I can't even remember that long ago, so I don't even know.
Me, all I remember is the macros. That's all I remember.
Yeah, the selection was pretty limited back.
Yeah.
You had Bud Miller Coors, and that was about it.
Yeah, because I mean, unless you were like in select areas, like where we were at, you weren't getting Sierra Nevada. You pretty much had to be out west to get it,
or
Bell's. And so it's just crazy thinking about, being 22 now to when we were 22. It was like we were just limited. Like if you're that age now of drinking, like you're really in that golden age, different ones to try and do stuff. So
yeah.
But our generations have seen so many different things. I mean, we went from freaking records to like MP3 or whatever now, or just doing downloads. It's just crazy.
To vinyl, to CDs, to MP3s.
Yeah, we did cassettes in there too.
Yeah, cassettes.
You get a kid a pencil with cassette tape and they're all. Yeah, 8-track, Joe.
Yeah, I remember 8-tracks.
And then we had like from the VHS to the DVD to now you just on the Netflix or whatever, digital downloads. And
I remember as a kid, like a good Friday or Saturday night was going to the local rental store, and you'd have to rent the DVD player.
Yeah.
And you'd get like a DVD player and 3 movies for like $25 or something, whatever.
Todd, we rented a VHS player once, and that thing was damn heavy, man, back then.
Or not a DVD player, but yeah, VHS, yeah.
And you had to rewind the tape, otherwise they
Or you get charged for it, yeah.
Yeah. And like the kids, like they don't know the real struggle of what the internet was back in the day. Like,
what?
When it came out, and you had to go on and you had to
dial into it.
You're like, AOL and like talking different things on AOL and doing things, and then like someone gets on the phone and you lose your signal. It's like, I'm on a computer.
Yes.
They never had to say I'm on a computer.
You got 15 minutes just to log on to the internet.
Just lifting up the receiver would break the connection.
They never had the situation of being out one night and needing a ride home and having to find a payphone and not having a change on you.
Yes.
You're hoping that person takes to collect calls. They never had to deal with that.
Or even beyond that, you just call somebody and you're getting a pager.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, this number.
It was some movie I was watching like a while back, and somebody was making a collect call, like one of the old movies, and the kid was answering the phone like, just say yes, because you had to tell the operator you accept the collect call.
They're like, what? A collect call? What's that?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of stuff coming to the microwave. There was a time when you didn't have the microwave, right? You had to cook it on the stove for everything.
Yeah.
A dishwasher, even dishwashers is like,
Yeah.
Hand wash stuff.
Actually, as a kid, being the remote control.
Yes.
Hey, go change the channel.
And hold the antenna to get reception.
I remember when we first got cable, it was the old, had like 30 buttons on it. You had to click each button to get different channels on it.
Oh, yeah. This little thing. And then
you had like a side switch.
Dial down and switch it to the next band.
Yes. Yeah, to the next channel, you dial the switch back and then you had to hit it again.
Yeah.
Who was the remote as a kid? That was me.
Yeah.
Change the channel, see what it is. What else is on?
Yeah, it was that was the struggle back then.
The struggle was real, guys.
The kids nowadays don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
And then,
I wonder what would
remember,
happen to the world if for a week the internet was just gone.
Yeah.
If they just turned it off, just doink. We're gonna see what happens.
Be a lot of mass suicides going on.
For our group, we probably just grab a book and read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, peace and comfort going on.
Yeah.
For sure.
This project that I was going to do is a perfect time to get it done.
It's like you tell a kid nowadays, we used to go to the library. You go to the library? Why would you go to the library?
Well, there wasn't a phone in our hands or anything like that.
Nowadays, and it's like, yeah, we used to go to the library and do stuff and read stuff. And
yeah.
It's funny.
The good old days.
Times have changed. Bernard Beer says he drank hundreds of cans of Busch, but Busch Light never touched his lips.
It's the same ABV, so I don't think you would be really missing anything.
Said dry beers didn't last long. Cody says that's what Cody said. He's Cody. The beer world is awesome now. Bernard Beer says, "Screw it. I'm finding some Zima and Purple Passion." Don't do that.
Purple Passion. Oh yes.
Yee.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, please don't.
Cody says so much to try.
Hey, this looks like a Monday night for you.
Yeah.
Some Mad Dog 2020 and some Purple Passion.
Are you gonna do a Boone's Farm night too? Nostalgia.
Ooh.
I could do some Boone's Farm. I can do some Snow Creek Berry.
Yeah. Cody says that Bernard Beer, I tried Zumba and I thought it tasted like Sprite and I liked it. I think he meant Zima there though. Because Zumba's like the dance course, right? Whatever, right? Zumba,
yeah.
Bernard Beer said, yeah, you can chug it, but the hangover creeps LL. Whiskey Throttle in the house saying hello. Beery White. And cheers to Whiskey Throttle from Cody. And cheers back from him. Han says, today is a young guy. It's easy, but we're clueless of what is going on. And before Pimp, LOL. He said, enjoy time without TV and internet. Lots of negativity on TV and internet. That's true. That's true. And,
Yep.
you know, you got to balance it out so you don't get sucked into it. Yeah, he says Zima, not Zuma. Damn auto. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, you got to have some type of balance in there as well, so you don't get sucked into it. But it's just, you just think about all the stuff that we saw growing up to where we're at. That's like, they say, like, you know, Generation X is like one of the ones of the generation that we're kind of considered like the schizo generation, because our parents like the boomers, so we get some of their traits. Mm-hmm. And then the generation after us, the millennials, we pick up some of their stuff because they're all getting all the technology and stuff too. So it's kind of like we're playing both of it, but the difference between the boomers and the millennials is such a wide difference on things.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
In the ways like we're the connecting force.
I mean, there's days whenever we're driving, my daughter's with me, I'm like, I'll try to make her tell us which way to turn, just to make sure that she's paying attention to where, I'm like, sooner or later, you're going to have to be driving. You're going to have to, like, know these streets, you know?
Yeah.
You can't just have your face buried in your phone the whole time that you're out on the road and not even know how to get back to your house, like your own house. Like, how do you get back to your house?
They'll say, well, I got the GPS, but then when the GPS goes out,
right. Yeah,
you're like, yeah.
I'm a mile from home, but I have no idea how to get there.
Yeah. Where do you live? Over there. Over there. Over there.
I'm close, but I don't have any idea.
Whiskey Throttle says he's in a pub, can't hear shit. Oilers just beat Washington Capitals, drinking a Kilkenny. He's doing a little whiskey action. Cody said, no, that's Kilkenny's a beer. The Irish. No, am I confused on that?
What is it?
Kilkenny. Or am I thinking of something else there?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Kilkenny is a Guinness. It's their red ale. That's what it is. Okay. Anyway, Cody Stark says, I ain't shaking that ass in Zumba. Maybe on Zima, they'll laugh my FS off. Vernon Beer's called for to chug it for whiskey. He says, I hope at least you're enjoying yourself. And Whiskey says, because he calls me Beery White, he says, when I speak, my phone speaker vibrates. You've been hanging out with Swami too long, Throttle. And then Han says, Burning Beer, chugging it is always the answer through the loud noise. So, well, yeah. Yeah, we haven't done a chug video, so.
You're
like, ah. Chug a Four Loco.
Oh.
I will do Four Loco if it's by popular demand.
Cody says,
I challenge you to do Four Loco, Eric.
Yeah.
I did the gold, the one you had. I did that one.
Oh, you got to do it again then. Revisit. I think you have to revisit that one.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, see, exactly. Oh.
Okay, I will.
Cody said, even when he was a teen, he was out riding his bike all over it, even the places he shouldn't go. Things have changed since when I was a kid. It's unfortunate kids are missing a lot now. Yeah, that's true too. Times, yeah.
Yeah, jumping on your bike and going somewhere in the city.
Yeah, but that was you're supposed to do as a kid. You're supposed to go out and explore and learn things and do stuff like I see some parents that like their kids will play or something, get their hands dirty, and they're out with a sanitizer. It's like, dude, let your kids get their hands dirty. It's not like that's being a kid. That's like, you know, your body builds up antibodies to fight stuff when they do.
Let them eat that dirt a little bit.
Yeah.
My question is, though, has it really gotten worse, or is it just so much more social media that you hear about it more than you used to back then?
I think there's social media where you hear some stuff. I definitely think there's like some type of health type thing too, that as people become more informed on stuff, that you kind of treat things different. But I don't know if it always helps. Like you see a lot more. You see more. I don't say you obviously see more kids sick, but you're seeing kids sick on stuff like because they haven't built up an immune system because they haven't been able to do stuff as kids, I think.
Well, I just mean like as far as like your kids going out and riding a bike or going walking somewhere, you know, parents now seem more protective of their kids because it's like more of a like the world is worse now than it was, you know, 20, 30 years ago. But is it really though? I mean, is it really that much worse?
Well, like when we were kids, if you went somewhere and say you got in a disagreement with someone, like as a kid, a lot of times you would get in a fight, right? You would get in a fight.
You settle it. That was it. Yeah.
And that was it. You go home and that'd be the end of it, right? You know, you got your ass kicked or you kick someone else's ass, whatever it may be. But nowadays, there's so many kids out there that have like guns that are shooting and doing stuff. It is different in that regard, you know.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Like you have to basically.
I remember as a kid just leaving in the mornings, and you know, your time to come home is when the street light comes on, and your parents didn't even care where you was at until then. You could be, you know, God's green earth from your house, and it didn't really make any difference.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's like, you know, you got phones and whatnot, and you're checking to see, you know, make sure they're okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, is it really that much different, or you're just more aware because of social media and the news and whatnot?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it could be more being aware of that, or, you know, one of my neighbors, she is a kid, and she's always protective of how far she goes and stuff like that and everything, which, I don't know, maybe that's just part of being a parent and stuff dealing with it, but I don't know. You see more stuff out there with abductions and people doing things with kids that, I don't know, there's more knowledge definitely out there. There's definitely an information age still. Yeah. So you're getting a lot of these other details. And like you could, when you buy our house, you pull up your neighborhood, there's sites you go on and you can see if there's any sexual predators in your neighborhood. You know what I mean? So there's definitely a change.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of a general question. I was actually just kind of curious as to what you guys thought or other people might think, you know, on that topic in general, because I really don't know. I don't know. I just remember as a kid now, it's a lot different than what it is.
Well, Todd, I don't have any kids. I don't have any kids, so I don't have an opinion on it. So
yeah.
Well, you think like us? I mean, because we were, you know, all boys when we were younger, so. You know, you guys have probably the same thing where you guys were at. You would go out to the woods or whatever, build forts with your buddies, stuff like that, and everything. Kind of your little hangout type thing.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of kids do that nowadays. But I think there's a concern, you know, out there, things that may happen. So
my playground was the woods because we had a woods like 20 steps away, and we'd go into the woods and do shit. And
right.
Yeah. Same here.
I mean, that was just all part of like growing up and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, it's like, where's everybody hanging out?
Yeah.
You just go look for the house where all the bikes were out in the front yard. That's where everybody was
at. Right. You see all the bikes.
You just call or text somebody. It's like, where are you at? You know, and it's just.
You go from house to house with your buddies or whatever, doing stuff. And,
right.
You know, one night you're all eating at one house, next night you're eating at somebody else's house. You know, you're just all doing different things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, depending on where you lived at, it's kind of like the Sandlot type thing, you know, so. But nowadays, it's just like, I don't know. Let me see here. Cody said, Mad Dog 2020 chug.
Nope, not doing a Mad Dog 2020 chug. I'm not doing that.
And Throttle said, back to Hans, he's sure trying as far as having a good time there and everything. Hans says, always good in certain circumstances to whiskey. And then Burning Beer says, I demand you chug Four Loco. Good luck, pimp. Burning Beer wants you to do the Four Loco chug.
Yes.
No, not happening, gentlemen. Not happening.
Come on, Eric.
Nope.
The viewers want it. You gotta do it.
I don't care if the viewers want it. I'm not doing it.
Cody said, things are changing fast. Good question, Todd. In his old neighborhood, I never see kids like when I was growing up. Yeah, you don't see it as much as and there was also the thing too where it was like different as far as I don't want to say like work ethic like kids don't have down there, but it's like when we were kids and stuff, you know, if it snowed, kids were going door to door, seeing about plowing, trying to get little dollars in their pocket or cutting grass. Like kids never come around doing that stuff anymore nowadays, you know.
I remember last year,
few and far between.
Yeah.
I remember last summer I was leaving my mom's house, coming back home, driving through my old neighborhood that I used to live in, and there was like 3 kids playing like street football.
Yeah.
I pulled over and rolled my window down. I was like, good for you. You know, they looked at me like, get the fuck out of here, old man. You know, what are you stopping and ruining our game for? And I was like, hey, I'm glad to see you guys out in the streets. Like, that's the first time I've seen kids actually outside playing like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, 15 years probably. And it's sad to
Stranger,
see.
stranger.
Yeah, yeah, danger, stranger. I was thinking, I was like, you know, I probably looked like a creep, but I was like, hey, you know, good for you guys. Yeah, I'm exercising actually outside the house doing something, you know. It's like,
Get the hell out of here. We're still more playing football.
Oh, and then Whiskey says, I need to get some time in Scotland drinking cask ales. You know, Scotland is one of the countries I definitely want to visit at some point. So that's kind of on my list. Scotland, Ireland, obviously Belgium. So in the UK, of course, too, and Germany. So
Germany.
sooner or later I get there. We've been talking about going overseas for something anyway.
Yeah, if I get a chance to go back over to England, I'm taking a week off, and I'm going to go to Germany. I'm going to go to France, Spain, you know, the EU over that way.
The good thing is, if I go over there, the wife's already pretty much accepted that she knows I'm going to go out there and pretty much drink as much beer as I can. So she already knows that. She already kind of had that acceptance. She knows I know people over there in different countries, so she's on board with it.
Right, check out Groupon if you want to do that.
On the Groupon, okay.
I would love to go to Norway.
Yeah.
I looked on there earlier this year, thinking about doing something maybe next summer. Like ridiculously cheap for like a 7-day vacation airfare, everything for like $1,000 a person, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we had a blast when we went to Cancun at the resort we stayed at. It was pretty sweet. And
they had some decent beers over there in Cancun, or
well, the Cancun. That's when I did those Cancun videos. The one I was at, it was just mostly like your macro. I mean, you had like the Tecate. And they actually had Old Bohemian, which actually wasn't a bad beer. I forgot what the other one I had there, but it was all inclusive. So I did a few of the beer stuff, but then it was just all drinking liquor because it was all included anyway.
Yeah.
And those packages down there, you know, you got everything you want to drink. So there are craft breweries in Mexico, but I didn't see anywhere we were at, though, because I've seen like some stuff on sites where there's craft breweries down there.
They have much of any like American craft beers there?
No, it was all the Mexican stuff they had there. So, yeah. Which they were decent. I mean, it wasn't anything worse than any of the stuff you get out of here. So,
they have any like Bud Light, Miller Lite type stuff, or no?
Well, I mean, like your Tecate Light would have been kind of similar to what you would have got.
Right. Yeah. But it was all Mexican for the most part. It was all Mexican.
Yeah, it was all Mexican, and we had and everything. So, and the people were pretty cool and stuff. So, you know, they tell you go on these trips, you don't have to tip or whatever. Like, you see a lot of people that come from other countries that don't tip because they're used to being built into the program. Like people that come over from Europe, they're used to having that included or whatever. But they had a few things we tip for, and they'd say, I mean, they know you're a tipper. They came in as soon as we walk into a place, we got like service as soon as we walked in the door, and people were getting us for everything we needed. We had no problem. So you know, it makes sense to do it.
It's interesting you say that, Rod, because when I was over in England. I grabbed a cask beer and they said like four pounds. All right. And we were like, where do we put the tip? And the guy gave us a funny look. We're like, you know, like a gratuity. He goes, the culture here is you don't do that.
Yeah.
Like we were, you know, coming from America, we were like, what?
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
A friend of mine and his wife used to go to the Dominican every year, and he said the same thing. He's like, first day you get there, give him like $20-$30. Yeah. He was golden for the rest of the week. They'd wait on you like you were kings. Yeah. Bring you whatever the hell you wanted. It didn't matter. You didn't have to tip them the rest of the time. It was like you were good to go.
Yeah, we left tips after some of the meals we went to the Dominican Republic years back, and it was funny because we would get looks from some of the like European people because the resort we stayed at, it was more European than American there. So they were kind of surprised we would do that, but after the, you know, we were getting great service after that too, for sure. You know, they were definitely pleased. I mean, you forget like when you leave, like going to the resort, you get there, it's all nice, but when they drove us there, I mean, you're really driving through a third world country. You've seen all this and everything. Yeah. And it was the first time I saw 3 people on a motorcycle riding. You know, and it's kind of like, wow, that's interesting. But
it's pretty much resort, and that's it. Everything outside that's pretty much
third resort
world anyway, isn't it?
Like if they get a resort job, that's like kind of a big thing for them because they know, it's one of the better paying jobs for them to get. So
Yeah.
but I'll tell you, like both places we went to, Mexico and Dominican, the food that we got there, like the fruit and everything, and like fish and stuff like that, so much more fresher than we get here in America. I mean, it's just so much. It's like you wonder what we're getting in our stuff and our food supply here, because I mean, it totally stood out differently over there.
Well, yeah. How many jumps does it take to get to your grocery store?
Yeah, I mean, well, over there they don't do stuff with pesticides, everything like that. Like we went to Mexico, they don't even use like sweet and low because of the saccharin. You can't even get sweet and low there. And so it's kind of like they're more healthy. And these are countries too where they put stuff on package what's actually in the food too. So it was just like so much better, so much fresher. Like when you were eating stuff, it's like you could just taste the difference over there compared to some of the stuff here. Now, some of our fine restaurants, of course, you still have good food in some of your other places too, but it's just the difference there from like going there is like was great. Like I would never like want to go to a Golden Corral now. You know, years ago we used to go there, but like go there now.
Yeah.
But over there, you're at the buffet. It doesn't even feel nothing like that because it's so fresh from everything they do. So totally different one. Let's see here. And Cody said his playground was some weed in the woods, but shit, he's fine now. So it was a little different. We had fun. He said he got wrecked with some Jameson in the bar a couple weeks ago. The old girl was so happy about it. Yeah, we did a celebration years ago, and my wife was too happy with Jameson at the time either. We went out after work and stuff, and pretty much that night they were doing Jameson shots for like $2.50 or whatever at one of the bars or whatever. So yeah, that can get ugly on you for sure. And he said, Cody said Brewdog is out of Ireland. He likes the Hazy Jane, which I have not done the Hazy Jane yet, and we do have that here. But the cool thing about Brewdog, and I don't know if you guys saw it on the Facebook page earlier that I posted, they're actually going to now open up a tasting room in Cincinnati. So we're going to have our own Brewdog here, which is great. I mean, I still want to go to Columbus because I want to check out the resort and stuff. But now we're going to have a Brewdog room, and we're getting a platform room coming in as well. So, I mean, we have so much good beer. Crazy. And then let me see here. And greetings, Richie. Richie Z's in the house. He has said, Rod, is there ever a need for a Tecate Light? When in Mexico, when in Rome, right? When in Rome. So I was in Mexico, and the Tecate Light was what they had, son. So I had to drink it. And then Whiskey Tunnel says, I only watch Rod J. BeerVentures for his chili recipes. And Vernon Beer says, so,
top 50 chili tuber.
Yeah. Vernon Beer says, so bananas don't come from Connecticut. Oh, and Richie told Whiskey Throttle, I love beer, but whiskey more. And Whiskey Throttle smiled back on that. So yeah. But I guess we've been going for a while tonight.
Yeah, we're almost at midnight here in the East Coast.
Who's like setting records here. But I guess we should probably start to wind it down and everything. So appreciate everybody that's actually jumped in here tonight. And I will be re-uploading. Well, not re-upload. I'll be uploading for this weekend starting tomorrow. So if you didn't catch the show last week, I talked about the reformatting of the channel. So Friday, I will be uploading videos at 9 o'clock, and then on Saturday and Sunday, both of those will be like double days. So I'll do an upload at 5 and an upload at 9, and then you'll see the new stuff. I think tomorrow's upload, I'm actually going to be sending. Let me take a look here. I had it here earlier. It's going to be one from Yellow Springs, which is a brewery up here, a local brewery. So that'll be interesting. I've got the other breweries here. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So I had a review that I had for Mendocino from Tallgrass. And I'm like, do I still upload those? Because they're pretty much going through their issues. Like, I probably could because I did them anyway. So
yeah,
I may still upload them this weekend and call it like the Fallen series or something.
There you go, the Fallen series.
Yeah, it's always sad when you see a brewery go, but hey, there's a lot more out there still. What do you got going on your channel, Eric?
I got Malt Liquor Monday coming up. We're going to do the E40. Someone had said do E40, so we're going to do that. And then I got my Oktoberfest series, which the one I was like, oh crap, I put that Oktoberfest out there. I didn't mean to do that. So there's I got my Oktoberfest series coming up. I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll manage it. And then we're just, the weekend rambles and Malt Liquor Monday, more or less. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you got the Oktoberfest series. Joe isn't here, but on Joe's channel, he's got the pumpkin series.
Yeah.
That's on the Beer Patrol there. So, and for Whiskey Throttle, this is for you, my friend. So I'm actually drinking a little bit of whiskey here for my nightcap. So
now, does it taste like a stout with a stout edition or not?
Not really as much. It's still like the Irish whiskey. I don't get really the stout as much out of it. It is a little bit smoother than what the IPA edition was, but in the end, it's still Irish. Like, it's a gimmick in my mind. Like, you really didn't need to do it with the stout edition or IPA edition, but Jameson's still a good whiskey, so I still enjoy it.
Yep.
Yeah. But let's see here. And then we had hold on 1 second here. I gotta scroll back up here. Whiskey, that's some chili recipe, blah, 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 blah. Cody says, I never had Tecate Light, but I saw Eric had a review of it. Pretty decent. It's pretty recent. I may try it soon. Yeah, Eric, you just did a Tecate Light review. I did it when I was in Mexico, so that's on the channel as well here, too.
Yeah, I did that Tecate. Yeah.
Richie said, Rod, you like Celebration? Sierra Nevada Celebration coming out soon. Yeah, I actually do, and it's funny. If you go to I don't know if you've seen my Facebook page, Richie Z, but on Facebook there's also Rod J BeerVentures, and Sierra Nevada Celebration came out with this crazy float idea. So I posted a link on that page. Did you guys see that one?
Mm-mm.
That I posted out there at all? And it basically is a float using Celebration now. It is pretty sick and looks pretty delicious. Not for those trying to watch calories, though. I'm telling you that right now. Yeah. And the Burning Bear said it was fun. Cheer, boys. How's Gomez said, setting records like the Joe D show. This was almost 7 hours of LOL. So, yeah, a couple weeks ago on Joe D's, we went for a while. I didn't come into like the 4th hour. They've been going like 6 hours that night. So,
wow.
Yeah. Don, welcome. I didn't get a chance to say welcome earlier. Welcome, my friend. He said cheers and thanks. Ron and friends, and then Whiskey Throttle says beauty in the eye of the beer holder. Rod J BeerVentures. So, Mr. Holland, how you doing? Good, thanks, Dan. And Rod J Beer, yeah. He said me drinking the Jameson Cask makes is like drinking light beer.
Wow!
Shots fired! Shots fired! Like,
wow!
And we said, check out the Facebook page. Yeah, if you check out the Facebook page, it was I think I posted a few days ago, and it was about Sierra Nevada and their float for the celebration. It really looks sick, but you can get it at the brewery the way they design it, but they kind of give you the recipe as well if you want to try to make it yourself. Had fun as well, Cody. Thank you for definitely chiming in, and Richie and Don exchanging pleasantries. And that being said, we're almost at that 3 hour mark. So
we are.
I'm going to go ahead and let Eric do his thing because of course we care and we want to make sure you guys are okay.
Yep, guys, if you had too much to drink, please get a designated driver. It's stupid to do it now because of zero tolerance, but if you're going to be a hero and drive home drunk, you're probably going to get pulled over by the cops. Then they're going to make you do the stupid-ass sobriety tests. Then you're going to look like a fool. You're going to ride in the cop car, get a free ride to jail. They're going to have court fees and then possible prison time. And then if you hit or kill somebody, you guys know you're going to be in the slammer for a while. And if you kill yourself, all you've done is hurt your family and friends, put yourself 6 feet under, okay? Just sleep off your buzz and get your car the next day. Have someone come get you. Take advantage of the apps on here like Uber and Lyft. I'm sure there's others here that I haven't said, but really, it's in this day and age, it's zero tolerance and it's stupid to do it because you're going to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars. Just don't do it.
Yeah, just don't do it. And Eric's bringing out the visual aids now, so we're stepping it up on the show. We're bringing things into it, so
new and improved.
Yeah. And and hopefully you guys I appreciate all the good comments out there. If you like what you saw, As always, if you want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. And I think everybody here pretty much subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to stay up to speed on the different things. I may actually do a live stream Saturday because I'm going to be going to one of our places over here to grab some beers and probably lunch, and I might throw up a video there checking out what beers they have. So if I do that, that might be around noon Eastern on Saturday. And then make sure you check out the stuff coming up this weekend on everything else, on the new other videos that I'll upload. And then I was going to ask you guys, let me know what you guys think. The new upload feature I've been using is kind of the new premiere thing by YouTube, which is actually kind of cool, I think. So I'll use that as far as going forward, uploading things. And what it does is the time the video launches, the premiere actually plays. And then if I'm available, I'll be in there chiming along with the video as well. But it gives a good chance to, get your guys' feedback and stuff too. So always appreciate all you guys checking out everything and watching. And if you're on other sites, make sure you can connect with me on Facebook or Instagram. Those are Rajay BeerVentures as well. And then on on Twitter, it's just Rajay BeerVenture. So actually, the Twitter, we have a lot of different stuff on there as well. Eric Lions fan is also on Twitter. So sometimes you'll catch different things there that won't be on video, of course. And of course, you can always go to the blog, which is just rajaybeerventures.com. And that has all the links for social media and stuff out there that are kind of cool as well. That all being said, thanks everybody for watching tonight. Look forward to catching you guys next time. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Maybe drink a little bit of whiskey. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers, and catch you guys soon.